All right. Sorry, guys. Take 3. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
You put it on the Instacart?
Yeah, it's a pickup under Instacart under my name. Sorry, guys. The hubby's picking up food, so he called me at the same time. All right, so I guess we can't do that. Is it trolls? I don't know what's going on. That's kind of weird. It could be the saying that
it could
the
be saying certain words.
because the first time I said Jeffrey, I didn't say the last name. I said Jeffrey in the title, so it could be that's killing it. Because I noticed that when it dropped the stream, we went from like 30 something to like 17 people. So yeah, something's definitely amiss there.
There are certain words, and it's even in the side chat. You've got to people. You've got to realise there's certain words that we can't use. So if we come, even if we're watching a video or whether you're typing in the side chat, there's certain terms that we can't use. So if you want to type certain things, like there's a reason why we say unalived as opposed to the opposite, what we're trying to say, and there's a reason why we say ard and 𝐷 and stuff like that, and there's certain people's names, hence the reason why I say schmazy and bouncy other than what their actual names, public names are. So just be wary of that as well, please.
Give me 1 second. My husband's trying to find our food.
It's okay. I'll take over. Don't worry. Right. So who have we got? So we'll just do a roll call again whilst Steph's getting herself together and getting her food. We've got the fantastic Jamie. Obviously, we've got 𝗗𝗓. By the way, if the other 𝗗𝗓 comes in here, you're not going to last long, my friend. I'll just tell you that now because I've put my boots on. We've got Renee, Joshua looks Steph. Yeah, exactly. Mary's Gemini. We are back. We definitely are. We're not going anywhere. They can't subdue us. Don't worry about that. Helna G. Love my Helna G. Love my Tiny. Exactly. What an MF joke. Yeah. We've Plotter. Go outside, man. We got Bonnie Bumgartner. That was an interesting surname. I'm not even laughing at that. I'm just saying, is that our normal Bonnie who's just added a surname, or is that a different Bonnie? Be Happy, Miss Gothy. We've got Bobby Jean, Trisha. We've got Mike. Mike is taking off now. Oh, Mike's taking off now. Right, everybody put your hands together. Give him a round of applause. He's finally making that trip. Finally making that trip. He's been talking about it for ever and a day. I've been looking so forward to it, but then being put off so much about all of the stuff that's been going on in the air recently. So even though he says that he's not nervous, of course he's bloody nervous. There's got no need to be nervous, though. That's not what I'm saying. We in the air now. Wow. Yay! Mike's in the air. Mike's going to see his fiance. I'm going to make a song out of that. Mike is upstairs. Mike's far more upstairs than anybody. Trisha, Mike, I didn't know you were already gone. No, he's just got on the plane now. They've just taken off. Oh, sorry, Bonnie. Oh, yeah, we've got a different Bonnie as well, who is also as wonderful as you. So I didn't know if it was the same one. That's just because sometimes people change their names. So yeah, be happy. Yeah, he's gone to the Philippines. He's gone to the Philippines not only to see his fiance, but he's gone to the Philippines to deliver loads of shoes that were donated by a wonderful friend of ours called Crystal, and other people maybe as well, but the only person that I know about is Crystal. So he's taken them all with him as well, because normally they walk around in barefoot, which means that they contract diseases and stuff like that. So he's taken all of those over with him, and he's also taken a laptop for his girlfriend, for his fiance, sorry. And yes, he's going to be over there for the 2 months. Is it to here? Is it 2 months he's going to be over there, at least? So, yeah. When we say that we do things, right, we do things. We're not just all talk and no action. We actually do things. I just said do. Yeah, but we actually do things. Oh, 1 month. 1 month. I thought it was 2 months. But he's over there. So he's over there for at least 4 weeks. So hopefully he's going to get a lot done over there, and he's also taken loads of chocolate for the kids and stuff as well. And you know, we're not. I just want people to understand that we're not just one of those channels that say that we're going to do something and then don't do it, and ask people for money and then just use it for ourselves. Number one, I don't get paid a penny for this. Number two, Steph doesn't get paid a penny for this. Number three, Mike doesn't get paid a penny from any donations that get made. Obviously, he gets paid from YouTube, but that's his job. That's his living. So we're all in this together. And to hear, you know, his job is also in YouTube, but it's our collective isn't about YouTube. It's about the mission. It's about the mission of what we're trying to do, which is help people. And it's not all about finding the children. It can be about helping people that have got stories to tell, and you know, and consoling them, and me offering my time, Steph offering her time to speak to them, Mike offering his time to speak to them. It can be about anything. You know, I've got people emailing me all the time about the stuff like, again, going back to what I was saying about certain words that we can't mention, but I can say MK, and hopefully you'll understand what that means. I've got somebody emailing me about a story about that at the moment, who hopefully we're going to get on the show and allow him to tell his story. We've had a lady on the show who was from the indigenous population in America, who came on and told her story, which kind of ratified all of the stories that, and you could just tell that she was genuine in every single word that she said. That she just ratified everything that we thought was going on with the whole 𝗕𝗓𝗓 thing. So when we say that we're actually working, you know, we've put petitions together, we've made music, we've done stickers, we've done, you know, and we've done books, and there's loads of things in the background that people don't know about. So please don't ever think that we're just all talk and no action, because we're more action than we are talk. And that's all I'm going to say. So I'll go back to the comments and just read some because I think that Steph is getting food. Can you all still hear me okay? Hello? Oh, cool. Okay, you can. Cool. Okay, right. So, yes, so stayed on my screen, but it was frozen. I did a reset. Yeah, no, YouTube has been a bit weird at the moment, my friends, and sometimes, right, so also I'll say that I've been getting also emails or text messages from people saying that why have I been blocked? Right, at the moment, for some strange reason, because I'm mod on a few channels, YouTube is just randomly blocking people. Right, so sometimes it's not the mods and it's not the hosts that are blocking people. So if you find that that's the case, let us know so that we can look into it and I can clarify with you whether it's us that have blocked you for whatever reason or whether it's YouTube. Because it's really off-putting for people and it's driving numbers down on certain channels. Because obviously when you get blocked, you rightly assume that it's one of the mods that's done it, but it's not always the case, my friends. It's not always the case. Dragon, Murph, even my computer doesn't work normally. I had to reset it. Yeah, it's I can only assume, right, and this is my assumption, it's got nothing to do with Mike or Steph or anybody else, that somebody is trying to suppress certain things from YouTube because they're not happy that people have moved from mainstream media to YouTube to find their news, their daily news. So why would they not? And there's a certain person whose initials are RM, who's Australian, who owns a global empire, news empire.
Sorry, guys. What are we talking about?
You don't have to apologise. You don't have to apologise, lovely.
My goodness. Anyway. What you talking about, Murph? What you talking about?
No, I was just talking about because there's certain people that are getting blocked and
yeah,
from the channels, you know, that we're a part of, and I was just saying that it's not automatically, don't automatically think that you've been blocked by a mod because it's not always us. Like I always go straight to here and say, has this person been blocked? And he'll come back and say, nope, they're not on the block list. But so YouTube are blocking people, and
it seems like we've been getting a lot more of that lately too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So but there's a certain person whose name starts with Rue, ends with Pert, and then surname is ends with Doc, but starts with Mur. So if you can piece that together, then
is that Bike Boy?
No, it's the guy that owns all of British media, basically. And,
okay. Okay. I know you're talking about. Okay, I thought you were talking about somebody. You were talking about that this morning. I was like, Bike Boy over here.
And owns a lot of American media, including Fox News, and all of this stuff. And they don't like the fact. This is just my opinion. I don't know this for fact. I could be wrong. But they don't like the fact that people are moving away from mainstream media to YouTube to get their news. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw Diddy being reported on the news?
Yep, they ain't got nothing to say because it's getting too close to home. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I am definitely excited to see if something changes. That's it. Like, I mean, I'm definitely excited to see if something changes, because this censorship is getting out of control. Because if you can say it on the news, then why can't I say it on YouTube? That doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
What?
It
Yeah.
doesn't make
Exactly.
any sense. It's not like
Yeah.
YouTube is for kids. It's not like YouTube is just for kids, so you can't say that here. Like, if you can say it on the news, then I should be able to say it on YouTube. Whatever you can say on the news, I can say it on YouTube.
Why can't you
Like,
say SEX on YouTube when
right,
there's a thing called YouTube Kids?
right, right,
Right. So kids are going to be, if you're a correct parent, your kids will be watching YouTube Kids.
right.
They
Or
won't be
being
watching
monitored
YouTube.
through everything anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. Everything is monitored. They don't just have
Yeah.
free internet access, unlimited internet access that no one's paying attention to. Like, but
Why do we have to say graped or essayed?
right, right,
Why do we have to bleep out certain words?
right,
Who came up with that? Why does that make things better by not hearing those words?
right, right. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But then you allow people to do things, on
Oh,
here that are
you allow people to dox people's kids and stuff on TV, on
yep,
YouTube.
yep.
You allow
It's
that,
okay.
but you're not allowed to say the word ard or essayed
Right. Exactly.
when you're
It is
directly putting people's children at harm by placing them on your platform.
right. I like this, Mike J. Where's the place that we adults can go where we can hear these words and speak freely? Exactly. Like, that's part of the problem. You've made everything for everybody, and everything isn't for everybody. Everything is not supposed to be for everyone. Okay? Like,
No, it's not. You can choose, and that's the beauty about YouTube, right? Is this there are millions and millions and millions of channels. If you don't like what you're watching, you can just switch to the next one.
right.
You don't have to continue watching, and you don't have
Right.
to put salacious comments in the side chat. You can just go, I don't enjoy this, so I'm just leaving.
Right. That's like I think Maggie had asked me something about like Lamisha when she first came on and something, and I said I really didn't watch her whole story. I saw like a very small piece when she was on Atwood and she was crying and doing all this other stuff. I was like, and something just didn't sit right, so I just turned it off. I was like, something's not right, and I left. That was it. Like, there was nothing that I needed to type, nothing I needed to say. It was it.
Yeah.
And I love Atwood and the rest of them. I just didn't, the vibe I was getting from. I was like, no. And I don't understand why other people can't do the same.
Absolutely, but people get drawn in because they feel like they want to. It's almost like a kind of a viciousness that they want to take things out on people. So if they're watching something that they disagree with, that they just want to come out and go, "Oh, you're so wrong," but much more than that. But I'm protecting the channel by not saying what I want to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just like, just leave then. Leave, or you'll be blocked anyway. Especially if I'm there. If I'm there, I've always got my fucking boots on, and I'm gonna boot your ass out the door. So just leave, and it means that you can come back another time.
Right, exactly. Like, if it doesn't fit, I don't want to say it, you must have quit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. But I mean, if it doesn't fit, it's okay. Just go out, come back later. You find something else that resonates more. People like that. They like to be, and it's like they're chasing people down, finding out where they live and doing all this. And like, why? What are we doing here? What's going on?
Yeah, like Plotter just said, it's pack mentality in my view, right? And that's exactly what it is. It's pack mentality, right? Because especially since the lockdown. This is just my opinion on things,
Yeah.
right? So, especially since the lockdown, how many people have stopped? Like, so in this country, especially, and Plotter, I know that you're going to agree with this. In this country, especially, right, we all used to congregate in the pub. And we'd go out, and whether you've got kids or not, you get a babysitter and you'd congregate in the pub. You'd be social with each other. Since the lockdown, that's stopped happening so much, right? So you don't get to see people as much as you normally would. So this kind of atmosphere, this is people's social life now.
Right. And they don't know how to be social. Like, you don't even know how to do it right anymore. It's like you're broken.
Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to release their frustration, but they're doing it in the wrong way. It's like, okay, if you want to release your frustration, go to a channel where somebody has been an absolute DICK, and release it there. Don't come to a channel where the only thing that we're trying to do is help people, and be a DICK. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, why have we got somebody else called Tahir here?
I was just about to ask, what's going on with the doubles today? Like, what is going on with the doubles today?
Yeah, and there's another Murph out there as well who's trying to be me and pretending to be me.
So who do we think these people possibly are? Because this is like childish. And I hope it's somebody that's like 15, because if you're over 15 and you're doing something like this, grow up. Like, for real. Get a life and grow
They've got
up.
nothing better to do with their lives. They're just fucking keyboard warriors.
Go read a book. Shoot, go read a book. Like, do something other
Go
than
read
this.
Steph's book.
Cornball. Everybody want to be so dang corny. Jeez. I'm trying to find another video that's not gonna get infiltrated, I guess.
If it does, it does. If it does, it does. It's not your fault, Steph. You can't predict that. We don't know what's going to get. Just try and find one that's not like, I can keep talking for, that I can talk for bloody hours. It's fine. But not one that's on like a big channel or anything like that.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah. So Helen G. Just whilst you're looking, I'll just fill people in. So there's another Tahir in here, but I couldn't scroll back because I got the link from Steph, right? And Steph's on free StreamYard. When I click on her links, it takes me into the free StreamYard, which means that I can't then admin at the same time. So I can't mod on YouTube. So I always need to get my link from Tahir. But whilst I was on Steph's link, there was another Tahir that came in with his picture, and I thought that it was Tahir, but had changed his name. And it wasn't, because then Tahir was texting me in the background saying, it wasn't me. It's not me. I'm getting trolled. But and also there's another Murph out there as well. So if you see Murph in grey, that's not me, because the only channels that I go on, I'm in blue and I've got a wrench. So they're trying to troll us massively.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sending this to the group chat, I guess. So, oh wait, what's this? Yeah, go ahead, Tahir. Why not? We can do that, Tahir. And then I'm sending you another one too. I didn't see that in there, but yeah, you don't have to ask. Just put it up, Tahir, because we're trying to get something up here. Is Tahir still here?
Tahir, we could talk the hind legs off a donkey, as we say over here.
Yeah. I put something else up there too, but yeah, you can play yours first, Tahir, if you got it up there. And then we can go. I would play it. However, everything gets paused when I play stuff, so that's why I kind of try to not play it. So we're gonna let Tahir play it. You want me to do the intro, Tahir? what's it called? What's the intro on this one? Are we doing the kids? The one you sent me?
You do the
Brave
intro, and I'll do the banner.
Okay.
Stick the banner up.
Brave kids save school from active shooters.
And this is under. We're playing this under Section 107 and 101 of the 1976 Act, Fair Use Policy for entertainment, research, or any other purposes. That's basically it.
So to hear whenever you're ready. So we'll just wait. Go through some comments while we wait. I feel like I haven't been. Oh, there it comes. Tahir is the greatest. Thank you, Tahir.
Tahir is the best. For those in the side chat, me and Tahir go back and forth because we're literally brothers from other mothers. So if you see us arguing in the side chat, it's all jokes. Don't worry about it. Tahir is the best.
It's amazing. We're on all sides of the world and we're making this work in one place. Think about that. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Out of sight. Please.
There's a shooting at Stanford. STEM school Highland Science.
No access. Let's bust the window.
There's bullet holes in the wall. Okay, we're coming. We're coming as fast as we can, all right?
On May 7th, 2019, just 3 days before graduation, shots were fired at STEM school in Douglas County, Colorado. The following report is based on police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that while the following footage is intense, it does not show anyone being physically harmed or injured. The horror began almost at the end of the school day, just after 1:50 p.m. Countless additional calls to emergency services began to pour in. With each one, the situation appeared more dire.
Where is the shooter? Room 107. Is it just a single shooter? Is it one person? No. As far as I know, but I don't know. Is the shooter down or is our shooter still shooting? What? We have stated a shot. Yes.
Every second counted. Officers from the police department, sheriff's department, and the closest SWAT team all deployed in force and raced for the school. Some of them didn't even have time to don protective gear, but rushed onwards all the same.
No access. Let's bust the window. Here. I got you. Eyes in there, you guys are security. You see them moving? I got you. Open. Hey, hold there. We're gonna need this later. We gotta recover this.
Elsewhere, another group of law enforcement officials forced entry through a different door and were about to get a nasty surprise.
Go, let's go. Go. You up first, bro. I got it. Shield first. Where's it at? Get on the ground. Put that down. We have him? Put that down. Face down. Don't move.
Despite 2 bullets narrowly missing the first responders, they didn't return fire, a decision that would later be proven wise.
That's security. Is it security? Where's the man? Where's he at? He's in the projector room. He's in the English room behind you. The first one on the right. Over here. First one on the right. Over there.
He had the gun. It's over behind my back. He's cuffed right there.
Which one?
He's right there. The one cuffed.
This one?
Yes.
How many do we think we have? 2. Entered that room. Two. This is one of them?
I don't know.
He's the one I pulled out. He had the gun in his hand. He's thrown out. He's got him. Got him down now.
I have bullets in my
You better start talking. How many other people are in here? Roll over. Where the fuck is the other one? What does he look like? What kind of gun is he carrying?
Yes, purple hair.
If the scene in the hall seemed like a nightmare, what was happening inside the classrooms was even worse. More than 1,000 students, from kindergartners all the way to 12th graders, were trapped, terrified, and in mortal danger. Some of them took the chance to film what they may have thought would be their last moments alive.
Out of sight. Please. Lock down.
When law enforcement enters the first classroom, the horrific scene they found was something straight out of a horror movie.
Let me see your hands. Back to the doors open.
We have shot. We have people shot. Go through. I got it. Who's shot?
Out of sight.
Right, somebody hurt.
Please.
Everybody's gonna go. We need to send up a warrant zone. Hey.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking so far, Steph? You're muted, Steph, or at least I can't hear you.
Shit. Yeah, I was muted. I was saying that I'm proud of the kids that are standing up and telling the police where to go and where to find this person, so that they can help to, keep their fellow classmates safe. So, I'm proud of them. Hey, Ada, how you doing?
Ada, I was just typing a message to you to say, hey, my love, we've got plenty of time tonight. If you want to pop on at some point and speak, it's entirely up to yourself. No pressure.
Yep. Absolutely. But yeah, this is wild. And they have drills for this now. They literally have drills for this in schools. So, the fact of the matter that these kids have drills for people that could come in and bullet hole the place up is wild to me, because we never had anything like that. That was never even a thought. So
yeah, it's you don't. It's difficult to know what to say in these situations, isn't it? Because it's like I've dealt with a lot of these situations, right? But trying to put yourself in somebody else's shoes when you know that you would never do the things that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It's like me trying to eat olives because I hate olives.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and there's no comparison there. That's not what I mean. But you get the analogy. It's just like, I can understand psychologically whether what's made them do it, where they're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't physically put myself in their position.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So let's continue watching and see what happens anyway. But yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Let me put it back on the stage. All right, go ahead to here. I'm gonna grab my food while this is playing real quick.
Let's pick him up. Let's do a good carry. I need help. Good carry. It's gonna be tough. Sit him up. All right, you get that arm. I got this side. Where's the other shooter? Somebody covering us? The shooter behind us. Let's go. Go. Pick him up. Hey.
Elsewhere, as police urgently secured the first suspect, it quickly became clear that something was off. The suspect's behavior would only become stranger as the interaction continued.
Roll over. I got you right here. Okay, I got a 9mm magazine. Got anything else on you?
Just my phone.
Just your phones? Nothing else. What?
Been exposed.
Been exposed to what?
No. To what? I'm trans and my breast just flew everywhere.
And you're what?
I'm transgender and I shocked everyone.
That's the least of your worries right now.
Oh yeah. Kid has been shocking.
Yeah, we know. We're working on it.
What the officers don't know yet is that they've only scratched the surface. and that there is still another shooter lurking inside the school. The victim was identified by his classmates as Kendrick. He had been shot twice, but getting him to safety and emergency medical personnel turned out to be easier said than done.
Put the legs down. Put the legs down. Get the upper body up. Upper body up now.
Yeah. Go, Mike. Go.
God damn it.
It's fine. Lift. Go. Track.
It's not how we carry anybody. He's not going anywhere. Put the legs down now. Get his upper body up. Carry him like he's been taught.
Come on, bro.
It's not the way it's going to work.
As the race to save Kendrick's life continued, the officer guarding the suspect turned to the two witnesses in the hall for further information.
How many victims do you think we have? Did you see?
I know. As soon as I grabbed him, that's when I saw you guys come in. I dropped my gun.
Okay. Did you shoot at all?
I shot one round, and I realized.
Did you hit anybody?
No, I realized it was one of your guys, and I dropped my gun.
I got you.
That's right. The security guard had been the one to fire at police. In addition to the chaos at the school, more frantic calls were coming in, not only from students and teachers, but now parents who had heard about the situation.
My son is at STEM Academy, and he just texted me that there were gunshots in his school, and he's really scared, and he told me to call the cops.
Okay, do not go to the school. Okay, there's a lot of police activity. You need to stay away from the school.
This is true.
Ma'am, you need to stay away from the school, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Not all of the parents got the message, though, and began to show up to the still active scene.
Get in the cars. Get away. I don't care where you go. Just go away.
Closer to the school, other officers had finally succeeded in moving Kendrick outside, only to face a new problem.
I got a chest.
Medic close? Do we have any medics?
I got a chest seal right here. He's right here. We got to start treating him on our own.
I need a medic! We need medic! Now!
While tensions run high in this life and death situation, officers still have to wrangle to find the second shooter. In situations like these, paramedics usually do not enter the scene immediately for their own safety. SWAT medics usually make contact faster, but at this time, they were still on the way.
Okay, ready? Hold on. We got to go one at a time. We need to get him at least in a recovery. There's not much else we can do for him without fire. Let's get him on the side this way.
Inside, another group of officers came across a second victim. Thankfully, this injured student was still conscious.
Okay. Just breathe, okay?
Ready?
Okay, guys. So we got a scene here. So 106.
Wait a one. Armed escort. We're coming out.
We got you.
Where's the medic? Medics!
Left.
The second victim was not the only thing police found. A boy with purple hair, matching the description of the second shooter, turned up in one of the classrooms.
We just got one in here.
What is your name?
Devin Erickson.
Who?
Devin Erickson.
Evan Erickson?
Devin Erickson. With the DEVONERICKSON. Do you have him or somebody else? Because I know what he had on him.
What?
And he's transgender, so he's gonna have a binder on underneath, a black binder on.
This is Alex?
This is Alec. A-L-E-C. Alec McKinley.
Devin was 18 years old, but at 16, Alec was still a minor. Speaking of Alec, out in the hall, police witnessed increasingly strange behavior.
Stop!
Stop what?
They will stop talking! Stop!
Are there only two of you?
Yes.
You're positive.
Yes. They're telling me to run.
What?
They're telling me to run. Put your foot on me.
You're not going anywhere. Trust me. You move some, you're going to get broken. You understand that? You stay right there.
Police would learn more about what to make of this strange outburst later. In that moment, Alec provided the first clue in a series of increasingly harrowing items of evidence investigators would discover.
A pink iPhone 6S.
Yeah, what about it?
Charge it, and I have videos.
Videos of what?
Me making Devin do all this.
In the other room, Devin was telling police the exact same thing.
He was making me give him a bunch of stuff, and then there's me. I was just supposed to watch the door. Because that was the only way he was going to let me live. I have proof. My house might be on fire as well. It's next to Thunder Ridge. He tried to light my mom's car on fire. There's animals in the house.
Attention, please. Low. It sent somebody to his house too.
What's that?
It sent somebody to his house.
He tried to light my
light
mom's
his house
car
on fire.
and my pets are in there. I didn't want to hurt it.
Hey guys, just FYI, we're gonna move these guys here in a minute. Just stand by. We're gonna move them out, okay?
Listen, I need to know any other people involved in this.
Any of the people involved? I don't think so, but there's a chest rig in my car though that he had. I don't know if he put anything in the pockets.
All right. Okay. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Alec was also ready for transport.
We're ready? All right. All right. Roll to me. Stand up. Hold on just a sec. Sorry.
Coming out. Coming out.
Alec and Devin might have gotten to leave, but for law enforcement and everyone else at the school, things were only just beginning. The rest of the school still needed to be cleared, and the students evacuated.
Police, open the door, open the door! Has also been cleared. Hands up, hands up, hands up! I need key access to check the... Hands up, hands up! Hands up, everyone keep your hands up, you're okay? You guys are doing okay. Thank you, sir. Hands up. You're okay, keep moving. Come with me. We're gonna look over that way. We're gonna look over this way. We're gonna go this way. One over there. Look over there. We're gonna go over there. See those guys waving over there? We need you to go over there.
9 victims in total were identified. The uninjured students were evacuated to a nearby rec center to unite with their families. Officers would remain stationed at the school as well. Those on scene tried to make sense of the situation as they kept the scene secure.
Yes, he had like purple hair and whatever, probably playing the Joker role.
Devin, the suspect with purple hair, continued to exhibit signs of distress as he arrived at the police station. He waited in an interrogation room while the police dealt with his companion Alec. Alec's arrival and interrogation did not go nearly as smoothly. At only 16 years old, Alec's mother needed to be contacted before questioning could take place. But this was not the only issue.
Hey, a bullet just fall out of his pocket.
The bullet was collected, and Alec's hands were also placed in paper bags to preserve evidence like gunshot residue for crime scene technicians. After these tasks were complete, it wasn't long before Alec's mother, Morgan, was brought in.
Not you. You know that. This is not you. I know this. Do you hear me? Do you know this?
Has your name officially been changed to Alec? No. It's Maya? Okay. But I will call you Alec.
Because Alec was a minor, the detectives read the required Miranda rights to both Alec and Morgan. Alec remained willing to talk.
Do you agree to answer questions with me without a lawyer? Okay. Mom, this sign here saying that.
Hold on.
He's waiving his rights.
To hear, can you pause it real quick?
He's going to talk to me without a lawyer present.
You need to watch.
So you also have a right. Mom can stay in. Mom can leave.
I had a question.
The detectives gave Alec and Morgan a moment to talk things over and come to an agreement on how to proceed.
Thank you, Tahir. So is this the shooter?
Yeah.
And his mama said, "This is not you."
Yep.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you the difference in parenting, because let me tell you, I don't even know if I could even come to the school if somebody said my son was, bulletproof in the place or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what words we can say anymore, what words we can't. I am not coming in there with that. I can guarantee you. I am not coming in there with that. I'm just going to say that right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of questions, but it ain't going to be in that type of voice is going to be, what the was you thinking? Like, what is going on? More like that. So you just, your child just went through the school terrorizing everybody, and you talking about this is not you. You might want to wake up, lady, and, you know, realize that clearly this was, and we need to find out why this was you. Because there's no way I'm coming in here kissing your forehead and acting like you a little bit. No.
No, there comes certain responsibilities as being a parent in my mind, right? And if one of mine, God forbid, it never happens, and I'm touching wood and holding my heart and everything. If that ever happened, I would not be going in there and kissing them on the forehead and saying, it's not you. I'd be saying, why? Or did it happen? Did you do it?
Right. Like, I need to understand what the F is going on. Did somebody pull one on you? Like, you need to give me some, and you need to give it to me quick. Don't beat around the bush. Give it to me right now, because you got about 30 seconds to tell me something that made some type of sense, which is probably not, but you got 30 seconds before I really start snapping. I'm just saying. But, you know.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean that you're not being there for them. It doesn't mean that you're not still going to support them, but you need to know the truth. As their parent, as the person that brought them into the world, you need to know the truth.
Right. And the thing is, as a parent, this is what people get some, you know, they feel like, oh, as a parent, I always have to treat my kid like boo, 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 boo. No, as a parent, parents come with loving your child, but it also comes with disciplining your child. It comes with teaching your child the right things. It comes with not enabling your child when they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. That's all part of being a parent, and it's all part of loving your child.
Exactly. You know? And that's what it is. It's about, you know, I hate the word discipline. I hate the word discipline because it just strikes up, you know, when we were growing up, I think discipline meant physical violence. Do you know what I mean? So, but the word still exists, but I think it exists in a different domain now. But just that word in itself, I think we should adopt a new word for it, because, like I've said loads of times, I've never had to lay a finger on my kids. I just give them a certain look and they go, okay.
And they just get in line, right?
Yeah.
That must be wonderful.
That is discipline. Do you know what I mean? That is discipline, because they know from me that I'm never going to shout at them. I don't have to shout at them, because if they shout at me, I'll just get quieter. And I'll just be like, why are you talking like that? You know, and that is, you know, and some people will see that as futile and me being an imbecile. I don't care. It's worked for my kids.
Yeah, and every child is different, right? You know what works for your kids.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like there are several forms of, you know, discipline or trying to guide your children in a different direction. So yes, some people do timeout, some people do yelling, some people do pow pow, some people do, you know, talking, some people do redirection, and depending on the child and how your child is, you know, different things work, you know, but
absolutely.
Like
but I'm telling you now, if I found out that let's say that one of my kids, when they grow up, were to unalive somebody, I'd go in there. I wouldn't be shouting and screaming. I'd be saying, number one, tell me what happened, but tell me the truth. And because I can read my kids like a book, I'd be like, well, you're either telling me the truth, or in the other scenario, I know that you're lying. And then I'd start screaming at them. I wouldn't be kissing them on the forehead and saying, this isn't you.
Right. She's telling her story about her son and not letting him tell his story about himself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point.
Yeah. Tahir, you can press play now. Thank you, Tahir.
Tahir's the best. We love Tahir, apart from that.
Yes, he is. He's working it tonight.
Yeah.
No sleep for the weary.
He's still a knob, but he's my brother, so it's fine.
Oh, I got my sandwich.
I have nothing for you to do. You failing all my classes. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know that. Don't act stupid. You just tell all the truth. Everything. You tell yourself, kids are apparently, I'm not doing that. This isn't your fault. Just know that my love for you is unconditional.
They eventually agreed that Alec would converse with the detectives alone, and Morgan signed off on Alec's waiver of rights before stepping out. A crime scene technician entered next to collect swabs of Alec's hands to test for gunshot residue and take booking photos.
Make sure someone watches my mom. Someone's with her. Okay.
According to police reports and what Alec later shared with the investigators, Alec's mother suffered from stress-induced seizures and other medical conditions. When the CSI technician had finished her work, the detectives returned to get to the heart of the matter.
Are you sure you're physically okay?
Physically.
Okay. And I just need to ask, is there one or two of you? Is there a third out there? No. That helped you? Yeah. So it's the two of you?
Several rooms over, Devin was also prepped for interrogation. However, the conversation police were about to have would not go anything like they expected.
Have you ever had your rights?
I know all my rights. I just want you guys to get them.
Okay. I'm going.
That's why I'm talking so much.
All right. How long have you known Alec for?
I've known Alec for really just this semester.
With Alec, the detectives began with a similar line of questioning.
How long have you known there?
Since the beginning of this year.
How has STEM been?
Probably the worst experience.
Tell me why.
Well, on top of being transgender, I got a lot of crap for that.
How long have you been Alec?
I came out to my friends in about 8th grade.
8th grade? Okay. Has the transition been smooth or has it been rough or what's been going on?
It's been
with
really
that?
hard.
Tell me why it's been really hard.
I just have to live with the fact that no one sees me for me, and I will never be who I want to be. Anything, I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl, I'm just nothing. So I've been ready for this for a couple weeks now, and I texted Devin and I said, let's hang out, basically. And then I was talking to him about it, and he was like, why? Like, what's your motive? And I was talking about how I know what people say about me. I'm not dumb. I gave them a reason to be scared because they need to think about how what you really say can drive someone to do this.
Alec agreed to let the police download data from the pink iPhone mentioned earlier, including social media apps. The most information was found on Snapchat and told investigators that there was much more to the case than first met the eye. Devin's electronics and social media were also under the microscope, but the most obvious red flags were found on Alec's accounts.
When I go to jail, can you keep my streaks?
So don't you just love it when you're having a wonderful day and depression comes just you in the
Then take the trash out.
Oh.
This was just the tip of the iceberg in regards to what investigators unearthed on Alec's electronics. Before doing a deep dive into Alec's social media, though, Devin continued to relay the events that took place that morning.
Going back to this morning, you didn't have to see Alec.
Yeah, barely.
When did you first see him?
My psychology class. And I told Miss Evil that I didn't have my backpack because he wanted me to lie about it so that I could leave. And then that's when we went to the house the first time. I met up with David as well.
Who's David?
He's been one of my friends since 6th grade.
David confirmed that he met up with Devin that morning around 8:30.
I was giving him hugs because of how happy I was feeling that he was doing so good.
David stated that Devin used substances and had apparently been doing so with increasing frequency over the last semester.
And recently it's just been getting worse. His drug use has been getting more significant, I want to say, in the past month.
David would have more insight to share later. However, it looks like Devin may not have been the only one with a substance abuse problem.
Do you know if he was on medications or anything?
He used to have them, but I think he was saying that his mom took them away.
Okay.
So he was on the cocaine, though.
Devin also shared that someone had spread an explicit rumor at STEM about Alec, which had been very upsetting. Still, Devin said he'd never expected Alec to take such horrific action. While speaking with detectives, Alec reported that life at home was just as tumultuous as it was at school. According to Alec and Morgan, Alec's father, Jose, was no longer in the picture, and currently 14 family members were all living under the same roof. Alec's mom, Morgan, consented to let police execute a search warrant on the family house. However, nothing was found in regards to the shooting. All the evidence, it seemed, would be found in the school and witness statements.
I'm sorry if I'm not totally clear-headed. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around his life's totally hosed now. Totally hosed.
In the interrogation room with Devin, he told police more about what led up to the violent outburst at STEM school.
Last night, he told me not to come to school tomorrow, and I saved it, and I wanted to sit with my friends because I have a lot of friends at that school. And then I saved that message, and then I was going to tell my friends it's saved on Snapchat on my phone, and I was going to tell my friends, and that's when he started threatening me.
What else did he tell you?
He told me that he was just super. He wanted to get revenge on a lot of people. He told me he was considering killing his mom and his siblings too, because he hates them, but he didn't do that. I kept telling him not to. And then he said he was going to kill me if I told anyone, and the only way I'd let him live is if he helped me.
Back with Alec, the police asked more about the planning process and Devin's role. If Devin was as innocent as he claimed, the detectives needed to understand why he had a firearm in his hands.
Had you guys talked about this last night? Yeah, he was saying something about a Snapchat text message conversation. Tell me about that. Basically, we had come up with a code name for this, and we would joke about it all the time. Gamer boat is what we called it. And specifically, what were you calling gamer boat? What was the code word? Like a gun was our code word for, or gamer boat was our code word for a gun.
There was another code word Devin and Alec had too. The meaning behind it and the implications of its use would change everything.
It was like, are you down to, like, jokingly, I was like, are you down? And he was like, haha, that's funny. Like, haha, yeah. But really it was like, I wasn't kidding. And he, like, was ready to tell the office or someone what was going on. But I was like, you'd really do that to your best friend? Like, this is what best friends are for. Like, you're with me till the end. And this is the end.
I didn't think he was really going to do it. I never thought he could actually do that because he never seemed like that crazy. He didn't seem like evil. He just seemed sad and like lonely.
At school, I'm a completely different person. No one would ever have guessed this from me.
What kind of person are you at school?
I try to be friends with everyone. I'm a people pleaser, and I kind of let people walk all over me.
Don't laugh at me.
Walk, walk, walk. Pose. Got any penis enlargement pills?
As they continued investigating, police had to wonder what changed in Alec's approach. Morgan McKinney, Alec's mom, had her own theory.
All these years, I've never told my kid not to hang out with a certain somebody. And about 3 months ago, I told him to stop hanging out with the. And then Devin, and okay, I don't know if it's relevant at this time, but, and just different, you know, and I was like, I just don't like the way he's rubbing off on you. And, you know, I was like, you need to focus on you right now.
Alec's Snapchat revealed the side of Devin that Morgan might have found concerning. Just how much of a role Devin's influence played on the STEM attack would come out in due time. For now, though, Alec offered this explanation.
Really, there was like a breaking point last night with my siblings. They don't care. Like, no one cares. So I'm finally gonna give in to my thoughts, because what's the point of trying to protect everyone else?
What do you think about hurting family?
Only yesterday.
As Alex shared more about the triggering moment before taking the lead on the shooting, Devon's assistance in the horrid attack began to take shape.
Did something happen at school this week, or what help me understand what the big thing, the analogy you always hear, the straw that broke the camel's back. What was that?
This kid kept calling me by my biological name, and that's what made me lose it.
Devon agreed that Alex's mood had been noticeably different that morning.
Today was like when it really got scary. It was like a different person, kind of like seeing him. That to me was like, okay, maybe Alec is really like going like crazy this time.
According to Alec, Devon's uncertainty had been a part of the plan all along.
He's an idiot. He's a complete idiot. So basically anything I say, he would be like, okay, because I'm his best friend.
Forensic research has found that in cases where there is more than one perpetrator, there's always an alpha figure to execute the plan. While there can be multiple submissive characters, there's only one dominant personality. Devon's guidance counselor, Ms. Wright, had also shared some insight on the subject with the police.
Alec is weird. He gravitates to vulnerable people. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Devon's very vulnerable. Was Alec bullied in any ways? I feel that Alec is a bully.
This would require a lot more investigation, but for the time being, the detectives prioritized establishing a timeline of events from both Devon's and Alec's perspectives.
Originally, I was going to figure out a way for someone to buy me a gun, but no one would. And then Devon and I had a conversation where he was like, yeah, my parents have like a couple guns in their house.
In the other room, Devon continued his harrowing version of that morning's events.
I left school, went back to my house. Then as I was about to go inside, I opened the garage, and then Alec messaged me again.
Okay. Why were you going back to your house?
I was going back to my house because I was going to call the police. That's when I picked him up, and then we went back to my house, and that's when he kind of seemed a little off. And then we went into my basement. And that was when he pulled out the cocaine the first time. And I told him, I was like, I'm not down with this. Like, you're going kind of too far and you're like scaring me a little bit. And I was like, I don't want you to hurt anybody at school or anything like that. I really think you need help. And that was when he started really threatening me.
Did you use the cocaine when he pulled it out?
Not the first time.
What did he do with the cocaine?
He did one line of it, and then we went upstairs.
According to Alec, things only escalated from there.
You said you broke into his house? I didn't break into his house. I like trashed it.
How did you trash?
I went through looking for the key to the safe originally, and I trashed looking for it.
He knows from other times I've told him that my dad had 4 guns in the safe up in my mom's room, but it was locked and I didn't know where the keys were.
That morning, though, the lack of keys was little more than a speed bump.
And then I led him to the safe, and that's when he hit it a few times and then told me to pull it out. And made me pull it out.
What did he hit it with?
The axe he got in my garage.
I was just like holding it up, and I was like, do it.
Okay. And what happened after that?
He just kept crying and opening the safe. And he had to help me pry it open.
According to the videos found on Alec's phone, this appeared to be the truth.
Open it! Open it.
I'm trying.
Additionally, when searching Devon's house, police found the scene just like it was described. However, they still suspected something wasn't quite right about Devon's story.
He hit open the gun safe with the axe a bunch of times, tried with a crowbar, and that's how he pried open the door without the key. It like popped out. He was making me help him so he didn't get too tired, because he didn't want me to be able to run away. It was wearing me out a bunch, and he just kept telling me to, and I told him like I just can't anymore. And so he grabbed the crowbar and pried it open, and just like broke it. Basically, it's just like bent a bunch.
What were you writing on the walls?
The voices win.
The voices win?
Yeah.
And where did you write that?
In his mom's closet.
More about these mysterious voices and the nature of the writing would be investigated in due time. Back with Devin, he told police everything he and Alec took out of the safe.
When he got all the guns, put them in his backpack, and then he told me to follow him, which is when he recorded the video of making me do the cocaine because he was holding the gun to my head.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
Hurry the f up.
Had you ever done cocaine prior to that?
No, I couldn't do all of it because it was like freaking me out too much.
Who loaded the guns?
Alec loaded all the guns, yeah.
So all the guns were unloaded when you were
Yeah, he made me hand him the ammo because he grabbed all the guns and then he loaded all the guns. I had to help him carry some stuff, but I carried the ammo and then I didn't.
So, so what that sounds like to me is, I don't know whether you agree, Steph. We don't always have to agree, but what that sounds to me like is psychosis.
So you think this kid really has well, definitely a sociopath, but
no, I don't. Honestly, I don't even know whether he's a sociopath. I think that to me sounds like psychosis, especially if what he's saying. Obviously, I can't see him face to face, but if that was the first time that he'd ever done the C word.
Which one are we talking about? The transgender or this boy right here?
This boy right here.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the other one.
Oh,
Sorry.
right, okay. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That one's definitely sociopathic, if not psychopathic.
That is psychosis in its major form, especially because your brain's not equipped to deal with certain substances, let's say.
Yeah. This one right here, I feel like was manipulated by the other one. The other one seems definitely to be the ringleader here and the brains behind the operation. And definitely, like you saw, the mother was more distraught than she was. She was just sitting there like, yep, I did it because nobody cared because I was a transgender. And this is why things like this don't need to happen until you turn into an adult. Should not be making these decisions as a child. You should be making these decisions as an adult once you realize who you are, what you want to be, and you have a little bit more certainty. Because
and by the way, the other person to me doesn't. It's got nothing to do with being trans or anything like that. For me, they're not a sociopath. They're a psychopath.
Yeah,
because
he's definitely one of them paths.
As a sociopath, right? So he obviously, the other person obviously cared about this boy, right? So as a sociopath, you don't care about anybody. As a psychopath, you can still care about other people.
Okay.
So
yeah, that one's definitely a psychopath because that one need to go. Don't that one was a bad egg. That's a bad egg.
Yeah,
like.
Absolutely. But I just wanted to make it clear on my thoughts on this person that we're seeing on screen right now is that that to me just screams psychosis.
This one said they was on drugs and all this other stuff. So I'm this
it was
one
the first time taking drugs and that can mess your mind up forever.
Yeah. He sounds like he's been affected by some drugs. He sounds clearly like some substances have been intertwined. But that other one right there. Have you ever seen that movie, The Good Son, with Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, brilliant film.
That other one. That's that other one right there. Sometimes you just gotta drop them off the cliff.
Yep. Cool. To hear you can go forward, mate. I just wanted to make my point on that and my analysis on that.
That is terrible.
Yeah, it's not nice.
The guns until you made me put them in the guitar case because you wanted it to be inconspicuous.
In the other room, Alec admitted to vandalizing Devin's mom's car and explained more about the reason.
So after you set mom's car on fire, his mom's car on fire? Tell me about that.
He spray painted it and then I put gasoline all over it and then he lit it on fire.
When searching Devon's house, the police had seen this for themselves. The side of the car was tagged with the number 666, a pentagram, and the phrase, "Society." The interior showed evidence of burning, but the fire had apparently gone out before the conflagration spread. In a story full of disturbing details, what Alex said next was perhaps the most hair-raising fact so far.
How did you guys get into school when you got there? Oh, we just walked in. So tell me when you get to Miss Harper's room, what happens? I lie and say, I need to talk to this kid, when really I didn't want to the room. And basically, my aunt was in there for what reason, I don't know. And I was like, you need to leave.
Grace, Alex's aunt, who goes to the same school, spoke with police too and shared her memories of the interaction.
He said that Devin was kind of upset and he thought he was going to get in a fight with our friend. He said he was going to calm Devin down.
Speaking of counselors, that morning, Devon's guidance counselor had been trying to track him down anyway. According to her, he was not on track to graduate in 3 days since he was failing all of his classes.
Do you think he knew what was going to happen?
I hope not, but I feel like that's a possibility, yeah.
Devon, meanwhile, tried to explain his plan.
I was still kind of trying to talk him out of it and get help, but my plan was to leave. And then I was going to go to the office and I was going to tell them anyways, because I was just going to leave my suitcase, or not the suitcase, the guitar case in there. Had the suitcase can't handle. I was just going to, I left it in there and I went to the office and told Miss Harper I was sick. Mitchell walked me to the office because she told me to.
So you want to go, why did you want to go to the office?
Because I wanted to see if I could just report him and get anything, but he threatened me. He said he was still going to kill people over the phone. He said he would kill me and everybody in the office.
Mitchell, another senior at STEM, had no idea what was about to happen, but reportedly had problems with Alec.
Do you know Mitchell? I never talked to him. I try not to associate with him. Basically, all I ever hear about him is how he hates me. How do you hear that he's saying all this stuff? Through Devin. Okay. How is Devin hearing it? Because that's all Mitchell talks about, apparently.
When the police spoke with Mitchell directly, though, he did not mention having any issue with Alec. However, he did report an incident with Devin that took place a few months earlier.
And I was like, hey, Devin, and he was ignoring me. And then I said, is the skinwalker deaf or something like that? And then he turned around, well, at least I'm going to the loop away with me. And I'm not going to lie, and thought I had crossed my mind that he would seem like kind of a person who would try to harm other students. Very sarcastic and generally kind of mean with his remarks.
Mitchell would have more to add to the investigation later. For now, the detectives continued to question Devin.
Why didn't you tell Mitchell?
I didn't tell Mitchell.
You walked to the office?
Because I didn't want him to freak out about anything. I wanted to get to the office so I could tell an adult and get the security officer so no one freaked out.
Okay. So you go back to the office, then what?
They gave me some water and stuff because I said I was feeling sick and dehydrated. Because I was all sweaty and freaked out from the cocaine because I just kept running trying to delay and get him to change his mind. And then they gave me an ice pack and some water. I drank all the water with the ice pack on my head. Then they left the room and closed the door, and that's when I checked my phone and saw his thing.
Devin hadn't been shy about expressing this exact concern to the officers on scene at the school, as he insisted that he only wanted to save everyone.
He came to the door outside of the office. He Snapchat messaged me that he was going to rush the office and kill me and everyone in there. I didn't come back. And I was just super freaked out because, this is the worst thing I've ever been through. I can't remain calm when he's doing that. I was just so freaked out and shaky when I got there.
When you guys were walking down that hallway, did you guys talk about it? How did you guys decide what doors to go? Tell me about that. I said you cover the other door. So we went through separate doors.
Devin picked up the story when he and Alec entered Miss Harper's room.
So you both enter at the same time?
I think so. And I set down the suitcase and I went to tried to get it to leave one more time, but it seemed like he wasn't listening to me and he was pissed off. So I grabbed the suitcase and I was gonna leave, but then I saw Alec look at me and like kind of like nod at me because he knew I was trying to leave, because I opened the door again and then I closed it and just opened the suitcase and told everybody to stay down, not move. And then I was just gonna run.
Alec, however, added a tiny detail that had the potential to change everything.
He picks up the guitar case, acts like he's gonna leave, tells Miss Harper that he's leaving, and then goes to the door and takes off the magnet slip so no one from the outside could get in.
The magnet was a standard security feature on all the doors at STEM school that were instituted as part of the lockdown protocol. If moved from their place, the strips would immediately lock the doors, securing everyone inside and locking out anyone who is outside the room. The police likely wondered why Devin hadn't addressed this tiny detail if he was an unwilling participant, but they would return to this later. In the course of the investigation, the police also spoke with Ms. Harper, the teacher in room 107 when the shooting took place.
Grabs the guitar case. It's kind of really loud, shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. Just to the point now where it's getting weird. Like, I'm like, why are you being so loud, child? And I thought he was just being rude to his classmates. In front of the door, he drops the guitar case, blocking the door. That's when I saw him pull the gun.
Back with Devin, the police tried to clarify more details.
Who pulled out a gun first?
Alec was pulling it out, and that's when I pulled mine out and told everyone not to move, because I saw Alec reach for it, because that was what he told me he was going to do.
Devin said, nobody move. And then that's when everyone started freaking out. And that's when like everything goes blurry. I still can't comprehend the fact that I did that. And like, I still can't comprehend what I did.
A video clip from Snapchat hinted that this might...
So I've just asked Tahir to pause this here for a second, because there are people in the side chat saying that this didn't come from nowhere, right? So what I say in my profession, right, is nobody's born scared of spiders, right? Which I've just said in the side chat. So yes, this has come from somewhere, but imagine, okay, are you there, Steph? Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm here. I'm listening.
Cool. Cool. Right. So imagine one of those children that is really shy, doesn't have any friends or anything like that, and then suddenly makes or is befriended by somebody that takes an interest in them, and then all of a sudden that person, it gives them a boost of confidence. It's like, I've got a friend, and then persuades them, or and I can't say the word because we're on YouTube, but I'll say it rhymes with room. Rooms them, and then lures them into their world and says, this is what we've got to do. This is the kind of vibe that I'm getting from that kid.
The first one, the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. This and the thing is about this girl is that it sounds like in the narrative she's trying to paint a picture of having severe mental health, like, you know, so that she doesn't go to jail, and instead she goes to a mental hospital. That's what it sounds like, but she's not playing it very well.
No, she's not at all.
She's not playing it very well. So that I can say for sure.
If she was one of my, I can tell you now, if she was one of my clients, she'd get a big fat X.
Yeah, she's definitely pretty evil. And it's sad when you see somebody so young be so evil spirited and evil hearted, because, you know, looking at the mother, it looks like the mother has enabled all the behavior, which means they probably would they always say, when you have a psychopath where you love too much or you love too little, like, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. So
yeah, no, I agree. And with the young lad earlier on that was on as well, It just screams to me that he was just one of those people that didn't have any friends and somebody took an interest in him. But what we've got to understand is that these people are being roomed for their own purposes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But we got to remember, like you were saying, that these are kids, but these are seniors. So they're probably like 17, 18 years old, possibly 19 years old. So they clearly know the difference between right and wrong. Clearly. Like that's not, we're not at a space where we don't know the difference between right and wrong when we're talking about this little psychopath over here.
Yeah, no, but you've got 17 and 18-year-olds that don't know right from wrong. Because there is, like say, some of this can be learned behavior, and I'm not saying in this case specifically. What I'm saying is we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know how they've been brought up. We don't know specifically what they've, what kind of trauma they may have experienced. We don't know, and it's no excuse. And I'm not trying to excuse anybody, but what I'm saying is, it just a 17, 18-year-old. Your brain is still growing. Your brain still grows until you're 25 years old.
Yes, but you're not 5.
No,
So
you might
5, 6, 7, you might not know. 18, 19, 17, you still have a pretty good idea. Like she knew what she was doing was wrong. She knew. She knew exactly what she was doing was wrong. She manipulated this situation. Like she plotted this and then brought somebody else in that seemed to be weak-willed and weak-minded,
exactly, and that's what you're on. Yeah, and that's what I said earlier on. But what I'm trying to say is, just the basic sentence: nobody is born scared of spiders, and it's come from somewhere. Do you know what I mean? All of this has come from somewhere. So that should be the key to finding out why this happened. Is finding out why it happened to her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it
could be,
to me,
we don't know, but it could be a lack of boundaries and a lack of structure. It looks like you were allowed to do whatever you wanted. I mean,
do you know what? Do you know what the biggest fallacy in the world, right, is that kids don't want rules. That is the biggest fallacy. That's the biggest fallacy in the world. Kids want rules. Kids want rules. They want boundaries. They want things set in place so that they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. And they feel safer with structure and boundaries and rules. And if you feel like a child doesn't, you have not been around enough children, because that is absolutely correct. 100%. That even the worst of children, if you give them structure and you shut that down and you say, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, they will respect that. And trust me, I have been in the classrooms with kids who are in behavioral classes that had ankle bracelets on. And when I said, listen, this is what we're going to do, and they had their rules and they had their structure, they would be like, thank you so much. Like, because that is not what they had at home, and it's chaos.
And when you get to that point, and you do this as well, Steph, and you do it live as well on these YouTube channels, on these live YouTube we do, right? When I talk about me giving my kids a look, you do the same on YouTube, right? I don't come up, you do, and you just give a look, and I go, oh, something's gonna kick off. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't need to be physical abuse.
Yeah.
I won't use the A word, but it doesn't need to be physical. It just needs to be. They just need to know that you're being serious. Just give them a look, because they'll look at you and you'll just.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You just look at them and they, okay, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what it gets to, and that's because it's been instilled in them that they
Might
do
not have been an entirely foreign feeling for Alec.
I feel like this isn't real.
What was Devin doing this? Could you see or hear him?
No, there was like a crowd of people jumping towards him, trying to get the gun away from Devin. And there was the other half of the class was coming towards me. And so that's when I was like shooting aimlessly
Kendrick and Brendan both at the same time just rushed against me, and they like tackled me and hit me, which is when the gun I was holding went off.
It was so quick. It was as if he said, "Everybody don't move," and then all of a sudden, bam, he's against the wall.
Did you say anything to Kendrick or Brendan when they came at you?
I told Kendrick and Brendan when they were rushing me, I started to yell no. And I was like trying to throw it down, and that's when I threw it down. And I was like, Brendan, no, I'm serious. Hey, here's the gun. Like, there's another gun in there. Alec has 2 guns. He has a Beretta and the revolver, and he's trying to kill everyone.
When the police talked to Brendan directly, he said that's not how his confrontation with Devin went at all.
At that moment, my brain went, this has to be a joke. But this was nanoseconds. I know it's nanoseconds because of how fast things went. Kendrick shot up, and by time Devin was at the board, I was up behind Devin delivering blows. During this confrontation, at the whiteboard where we were trying to move to the ground, I heard 1 or 2 shots, 1 or 2. During the wrestle, during the initial, when he brandished the weapon, he had maybe fired, not too sure about that, but Josh was still was doing what he needed to do. As Devin laid on the ground and his hand was coming near, he attempted to twist the pistol back towards my and Josh's head and my head. When I saw this happening, I delivered as many blows as I could to the arm and was able to peel his fingers away from the grip of the handgun. At that point, he started apologizing. He immediately stopped resisting.
Devin, on the other hand, said he never resisted at all.
And I willingly just let Brendan grab the gun and take it. And I immediately told him where all the other guns were, that Alex had a gun, what his name was. I told everybody where my stuff was, where everything was.
What was Alec doing when this was happening?
I couldn't see anything because Josh and Brendan held me down. Okay. And then Brendan got all the guns, gathered them, and then I don't know what happened after. I was just laying on the ground telling people information so I could get out. I thought I heard more gunshots. I just heard a lot of yelling and screaming. I was just so in shock and freaked out. My ears were ringing from the gunshot because it was really close to me because he tackled me, and that's why just laid down.
Alec offered an alternate perspective on the chaos that followed the initial gunshots.
I don't remember who shot first, but I started freaking out because I still couldn't comprehend what I was doing. And I just started shooting randomly.
Shooting randomly? Yeah. At people, in the air, in the building, or what?
Air.
In the air. Tell me how you were, can you show how you were shooting?
I was just kind of like that.
Okay. And you were moving your hand. As you were moving your hand, were you pulling the trigger?
Yeah.
Ms. Harper, though, didn't seem to think that Alec's aim was random.
Alec, I believe, had shot at me. I had a bullet casing burn here. I tripped back and fell into the bookcase. Okay. And I fell down to the floor. I thought for a moment that Alec was standing over me to make sure I was dead. And so for a few seconds, I played dead.
How many shots do you think you fired?
12.
How do you know that?
Because that's how many rounds was in the gun, and then it stopped shooting.
Alec exited the classroom, intending to get the second gun. However, the students of 107 weren't having it.
So you said that a kid tackled, he was hitting on you, or he was hitting you?
Yeah.
Sorry. Tell me about that.
This was after I started shooting, and he went onto Miss Harper's desk and jumped on me, and I tried to get out into the hallway, and then he started banging my head against the floor, and then I bit him to get him off me, and that's when Miss Harper shoved him away and got on top of me.
I had Alec in my hands, and I was terrified that I didn't know all of a sudden if Alec, part of me was like, am I going to break this kid's neck? And I'm like, is this a shooter or is this an innocent kid that got the gun? I don't know, let go. So I let go. Everybody was getting out of classroom screaming. I started screaming down the hallways, lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. And my only goal was to get the rest of the school on lockdown.
She succeeded. Ms. Harper and several students made it to the office, where the lockdown alarm was activated throughout all of STEM school, saving countless lives. From there, she also called 911 and reported that 2 of the students who made it out with her had gunshot wounds.
I didn't know how many there were, so I wanted everybody on lockdown so we'd be safe.
didn't want anybody wandering the hallways if they were there. I don't want to see it. Why did they do this?
While Ms. Harper tried to come to terms with what she'd lived through, Alec explained what happened after getting tackled.
And then that's when the teacher showed up and he was in awe and he took the gun and then put it on the floor because some kid got shot. I don't think he knew I was the one who had the gun. I think he just thought I was a kid who found the gun and was freaking out.
The teacher in question was the school IT worker, Mr. Pritchard, whose office was just across the hall from room 107. Alec was right. Mr. Pritchard had no idea that Alec was one of the shooters.
He gave it to me very easily. And so in my mind, he wasn't involved. So as I was walking into the classroom, Brandon's walking towards me with a semi-automatic pistol in his hand, and he's holding it by the barrel with the handle out towards me. And he walks up to me and hands it to me, and I take it. So at that point, I have two pistols in my hands. I walk over and I see Kendrick lying at an angle towards the front wall of the classroom.
Unattended in the hall, Alec took advantage of the opportunity.
I went in, go to my backpack to get another gun because no one else knew I had that. And I was going to shoot myself. So I'm starting to walk away, and the security guard comes up with a gun in his hands and tells me to put it down. And I'm basically like, okay. I put the gun down, and he kneed me to the ground, put his knees on me.
The security guard, Sam, who subdued Alec, realized that something was wrong while taking his break all the way across the building. As soon as he heard the words shooting and room 107, he started running, weapon drawn. Sam spoke with the police directly multiple times.
I'm asking Alec, hey, are you alone? Where's the other shooters? What's going on here? Alec's only response was, kill me now. I don't deserve to live. Things are getting louder. They're coming. I'm like, who? Where? Alec kept replying and saying those things to me. Just kill me now. They're getting louder. I see an AR rifle and someone in plain clothes coming through the hallway. I didn't hear a breach. I didn't hear police or any of that. And I yelled security and I fired around.
One of the bullets from the friendly fire injured someone in room 106. Back with Alec, the police asked about some specific details.
Do you know if you hit any kids?
I don't, my aim's not good, so I'm not sure if I hit any kids, but I know Devin shot. He fired, and I don't know if it was me or him that hit this kid.
Do you know who that was?
I don't remember his name.
Is it a male?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to that kid?
All I know is he was on the ground and I could hear him screaming.
Did you see if that hit anybody?
Kendrick.
Okay. Did you see that?
And I think Josh got hit, but I don't know if that was Alec or if it went through Kendrick, because I heard someone say exit wounds.
Statements from the witnesses revealed far more about who had been injured. As soon as Brendan noticed that Kendrick was down, he rushed to his side, while Josh kept Devin down.
I came over, immediately started tapping him. Kendrick, stay with me, you all right, you all right? No response, his breathing was completely staggered, his eyes rolled back.
In the midst of all this chaos, Brendan managed to call 911. Help was nearer than he expected, though, as he was aided immediately by Mr. Pritchard, who's a former Navy sailor.
And I'd asked Brandon if there was anything I could use to apply pressure to Kendrick's wound. He didn't find anything, so I just went ahead and started putting pressure with my hand. At that point, he was breathing. It was like he was almost kind of moaning with some spittle coming out of his lips. And I see Josh laying on top of Devin. And I looked and I saw Josh had some blood marks on his legs, but it didn't look like they were growing. So I just figured, okay, he's okay for now.
Devin Erickson, while still on the ground being held down by Josh, was going Alec made me do it. I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault. And then just threw an absolute fit of aggravation. I got up in his face and I screamed as loud as I could, "Shut the fuck up." Where then Mr. Pritchard then responded with, "Please don't do that. Keep your voice down." Devin then responded, "There's a jacket out in the hallway to put pressure on." The left doorway.
While Brendan went to get the jacket, Mr. Pritchard made a grim discovery.
I looked back over and Kendrick stopped breathing at that point, and I was fearful that he had passed. I tapped him on the cheek. "Hey, come on, stay with me." Checked for a pulse. I couldn't get one.
In the hallway, Brendan didn't find the jacket. Instead, he ran into the security guard and Alec.
And from the other end of the hallway, behind a little jut out for the size of the classroom, was a security guard. He was brandishing another Glock, and he told me to drop to the ground. I immediately did, and I yelled, "2 students have been shot. 2 students have been shot. I do not have a gun. We have one of the shooters in there." He then told me to crawl to him, and that is when I noticed that he had the second shooter, Alec, in handcuffs, off to the right side of the hallway.
How long do you think that all took?
Couldn't have been more than 2 minutes.
In addition to the carnage in the classroom, Alec's next.
I just want to say this 2 seconds real quick. It's very interesting, the personalities that we have with these children, or young adults, whatever you want to call them right here, because this one that's telling his story, if this boy don't have hero syndrome, he is ready and to tell every bit a part of how he saved the day. And it's just very interesting to see, because he's like, "Yeah, I saved them, and I did this, and I did," and I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying it's very interesting to see all the personalities go around. But
absolutely, that's narcissism at its very best. I did this, I did that, I did the other. What did you do?
Yeah. He definitely has. He loves himself. But it's just interesting because you're seeing all these personalities and all these different, and he's like, "Yeah, and I did this, and I did, and I like, yeah, you're gonna come out the hero, buddy. Okay, all right, you're gonna make sure everybody knows you're the hero." So yeah,
absolutely. And just for those that don't know about narcissism, right? So it literally is all me. It's I this, I that, I this, and what did you do?
His comment made the situation even more hair-raising.
So when you saw these kids, especially Kendrick, go down, what was going on in your head? Was it, "I'm going to continue shooting," or "I'm going to help them," or was something else going on in your head?
Everything was quiet. Like, it's only quiet when everything's they're satisfied with what I'm doing. That's the only time they're quiet, is when I listen to them.
Alec's Aunt Grace said that Alec had previously reported hearing voices, but the family was unsure if this was true. As opposed to the silence in Alec's mind, Devin seemed to have experienced the resulting chaos in a blur. He only seemed to remember bits and pieces of what came next.
Then what happened? I got handcuffed, obviously, because the people came in because Josh just held me down and I just let him. And he said he was hit, and I just kept telling him, just wrap something around his leg and save himself. And just I kept telling everyone about Alec and what he was wearing, because I didn't want other people to get hurt, because I knew he was just going to keep going, killing people. And now everyone's going to think I'm a monster.
By this point, police made entry into the school to attend to the wounded, rescue the students, and, of course, detain Alec and Devin. Meanwhile, word was getting out about the calamity at STEM. Devin's friend David recalled the chilling moment he found out what was happening.
I got a message saying that there were 3 shooters and that one of them had purple hair, and immediately I just went like, "Devin, it's gotta be Devin."
With all of these statements, the police now knew what had happened. The reason why, however, remained elusive.
So why were you planning to do this?
I feel like I was doing people a favor, showing them the real world. I'm basically showing people how I feel.
Was your intention to shoot people today?
Not really. I wanted to shoot, but
I didn't necessarily want to kill anyone. I just want them to have something bad happen to them. I'm still like I'm just in awe about how I let my thoughts get to me like this, how I thought I was in control, but I'm not. I was just thinking, I'm just doing what everyone expected me to.
At what point did you know that Alec was going to hurt students or shoot the school? Or shoot anybody at the school?
Once I knew he was going to, when I saw the axe and he was like getting really pissed off and with the cocaine and stuff, and he like told me I better get back. I was like thinking I could still talk him out of it and convince him not to, that he was just probably going to do something stupid, because at first I thought he might just, but obviously not.
Okay. So when he had the axe, that's when you first thought that?
That's when I was like, okay, he's serious. He's gonna like hurt me if I don't cooperate with him.
Alex said that actually wasn't the case.
What was your intention if he didn't do the cocaine? I really wasn't going to do anything.
This wasn't the only discrepancy the police had noticed. They began to press Devin harder about some of their concerns, but his responses ended up raising more questions than they answered.
When Alec messaged you and asked you to pick him up at school, you went back to the school, you picked him up. Did you ever see a weapon on him?
No, I was just really worried about him because I thought he might hurt himself too. But I was also a little bit scared because, like, you know, I know he has all those problems. I didn't know if he was going to snap or something.
Alec, though, said that Devin decided he was willing to go through with the attack on his own.
We weren't going to go through with it, but then he was like, I'm back, and like, I'll do what you want me to. And I was like, okay.
Aside from when you made threats to him at home, like with the axe and all that stuff, did you say anything to him? Threatening or?
I was just, I don't know. He was just like, okay with everything. I think he thought that I had a point. I think I actually got into his head and he was listening to me.
On that note, the detectives began to wrap up Alec's interrogation.
I hope no one died today.
Tragically, there was one fatality at the STEM shooting. Kendrick, the first student to rush Devin, had been shot twice and was pronounced dead shortly after the responding officers dragged him to safety. Officers met with Kendrick's parents to answer what questions they could, and in the process learned more about what a hero Kendrick was. His parents described him as kind, outgoing, and a friend to everyone.
They asked, are you surprised that he would do that? And immediately both of us were like, no, it doesn't surprise us. You're going to pull one kid out of there and it has to be mine, you know, that has to have this happen to him. I just can't figure it out. We get to view him today. Since the last time I seen him alive, and you know, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
The initial interrogation concluded, but the police would soon speak with Alec again and learn that there was still more to be uncovered. Devin, on the other hand, stuck to his story and professed his innocence.
Did you ever try telling an adult at any point?
Yeah, that's when I went to the office to try and tell the adults, and then I was going to try and tell Miss Harper, but he was already in there.
After he loaded up guns and brought
Yes, and he had them loaded up and brought to the school, because the thing was, once he made his plan clear and had the axe, I didn't have a way to go to anybody because that was the last time we were at the house.
Did it ever cross your mind to tell an adult before that point?
No, because I had all these other reasons and all these things he was telling me, and I believed him because he's seeming like he was fine, and he told like he was fine. So I didn't think it was anything to worry about.
You didn't think it's anything to worry about when somebody tells you don't come to school tomorrow?
I thought he was still like, he was just like still messing with me a little bit. All of us just joke about that stuff. It's just like teenage boys do that stuff. I never thought he would do all that.
You realize we were teenage boys.
Yeah, I know. But my parents don't really understand that humor, so I just figured I'd say that. I'm sorry. Oh.
In talking to so many witnesses, it became clear that Devin was known for his dark humor. However, his friend David took it one step further.
I wouldn't call him violent, I don't think, right off of the bat, but he has sociopathic tendencies. he's a very cold person. He gets angry really fast, and he's very irrational. He would have like these bipolar bursts where he would just snap at us, tell us to f off or whatever. And he really seemed to victimize himself as soon as any kind of blame was put on him. Very big liar. He's manipulative. I see Devin as a lost cause.
It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done that prevented it, because you seem like a pretty nice guy. Devin made these decisions on his own, and this doesn't come down on you. Because keeping it in is going to be the worst thing for you. And you're going to have a lot of friends out there that are going through the same exact thing. So be there for each other, okay? Check in on each other. And, talk to mom.
David also shared that Devin had recently broken up with his girlfriend. Another Snapchat saved on Alex's account offered a potential explanation why.
Also, kind of, I pulled a knife on my girlfriend's dad. I've been going dark.
Devin was appearing more suspicious by the minute, but the question of his involvement wouldn't be resolved for quite a while. For now, the police were unconvinced by his claims of innocence, and both Devin and Alec were taken to jail. While in the county jail, Devin kept busy with many phone calls, including this fraught interaction with his parents.
The only thing was, today was like the Julia and like Dr. Tyndall thing was like they were prepping me for the state hospital visit thing, so it was really stressful because they were like doing like fake like.
Devin, let's not talk about that.
Dad, this is not about the case. We're allowed to talk about this. I don't know why you're so freaking touchy.
I always want to make sure we take the safe route. That's all.
Whatever.
So, anyways,
let's talk about one freaking thing with you guys.
However, it wasn't just family members that Devin kept up with. It seems that somehow, despite being under lock and key, he began a romantic relationship with a girl named Melanie.
You're my baby.
Cinnamon apple.
But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in that relationship either.
You told me that your love for me was a joke. I don't know why you call me if I make you so miserable.
Just because it's just like fun to like make fun of you sometimes. Say bronchitis without stuttering.
Bronchitis.
You stuttered, so.
No, I didn't. You're taking advantage of me. You're using me for your entertainment. I thought I had a special place in your heart.
Yeah, you do. It's last. So I'm gonna dump you for Peppa Pig if you don't shut up.
Oh my God, stop.
So
there
that
are tears on my face right now.
Why?
Because I don't want that to happen, and I'm so confused right now.
Devin wasn't the only one who kept in touch with the outside world, though. 9 months after Alec and Devin were arrested, Alec reached out to detectives to share additional details about the case. When they got to talking, many of the sinister details the police had suspected all along were finally confirmed.
Plan was, it was going to look like I was the one that was killing all these people, but it was Devin, but it was going to be pinned on me because he was going to shoot me in the head. He was going to come out like the hero in this situation. He was going to essentially stop me.
Why did you do that for Devin?
Because I felt like he was going through a lot of pain in life. I felt like he was going through a lot, and I wanted to help him.
What if you guys got caught?
We didn't think we'd get caught.
Or get arrested?
Another inconsistency between Alec's new statement and what Devin said in his interview on the day of the shooting emerged when the investigators came to the topic of the firearms.
Who loaded the guns?
Alec loaded the guns.
Why didn't you leave then?
Because he had me in the corner of the closet. I was backed up. There was no doors I could go to. He still had the guns and the ammo and the hatchet.
Devin briefly touched on this while talking with Melanie after he was arrested.
You put a gun in my head and you shoot up my school.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're not Alex.
If Alec's new story was true, It threatened to undercut Devon's accusations entirely.
At any point as this is happening, was Devin trying to leave?
No.
Get out of the closet at all?
No.
Even on the day of the shooting, the police noticed issues with Devon's story and didn't hesitate to call him out.
Why didn't you flee the house?
I was in the back of, so in this closet in my mom's room, there's only one door. He was on that side. The safe's laid down in the middle, and I'm on the other side of the safe. He told me to stay on that side.
Right. Well, what I don't understand is how is he loading the gun?
Because he made me give him the bullets while still holding the hatchet, because he grabbed the guns with his other hand. And then that's when he made me hand him the ammo. He told me to sit down, still holding the hatchet, put one bullet in and put it in the magazine and cocked it so there's one in the chamber he could aim at me.
Devon insisted he was innocent, but something else he said that day led the police to believe he was anything but.
And the only way I'd let him live is if he helped me.
It's possible that Devon just got tongue-tied, but police had to wonder if this was the truth slipping through accidentally.
So a lot of this to me sounds like self-preservation.
Then why do I have videos of him threatening me? And why do I have all the evidence? If you find his iPhone, you will see a video of me crying while he makes me do that. This kid gave me cocaine and you're expecting me to think straight?
Before he did cocaine.
I'm freaking the out, dude.
Again, Devon said something during one of his jail calls that made this defense even more questionable.
The cocaine made me aggressive. I was like literally about to do shrooms one night, and then Alex sent me a picture of like, want to come do cocaine, and I was like, sure. Yeah, I'm so glad I started doing cocaine because that was great for me. Can't 10 years off my lifespan.
In fact, Devon claimed that his substance use history was far more extensive than he'd initially let on.
I think I like smoked too much weed, and like I permanently did that to my brain. I was high on cough medication like every day for like 4 months straight.
On another occasion, Devon said that Alec talked him through a particularly intense trip that included some very dangerous decisions.
And so basically Alec was like, I'm going to stay on the call with you so you can talk to me through this. And so we he just like talked to me, and I drove all the way home.
9 months later, in Alec's second interview, Devon's so-called video evidence is brought into question in a discussion with the investigators.
The videos that you made in the house, that was... Tell me again why.
So it would all come together in the plan that, I have proof in case he didn't come out there. I had proof that, or he had proof that I made him do it.
Okay. To make it seem like he was forced into this.
Yes.
Okay. Was he forced into this?
No, it was a mutual agreement. It took us a couple times, like 3 times to actually shoot this video.
Okay.
The first time, we were laughing and we couldn't get it like through the video. And then the second time it was like, I just didn't think it was convincing enough. And the third time I was like, this is good enough.
So after the video is shot, are you still holding a gun to his head? Or
no.
Do you put it down and you guys are, buddy again?
No, I put the gun away. The gun was on safety the whole time.
Okay.
I wasn't going to shoot him. He was talking about how he has 2 alter egos, two like split personalities. I don't know. And he was saying that one of them is like the pussy Devin, one of them's like the wimp Devin, and the other one's like has a god complex. After that, we were hugging, and I was saying goodbye to him. He said he was glad he met me, and he is sorry he's never going to see me again.
During Devon's interview on the day of the shooting, the police had noticed yet another inconsistency.
So, how many times did you say you've been shooting?
Maybe like 4 times total.
Okay. So knowing that, how did Kendrick get shot?
Kendrick got shot because my finger was right there still. I was still grabbing it. My finger's right there. He bumps into me because they're rushing me, and they're actually hitting the barrel end of the gun with their body and grabbing me.
Was your finger on the trigger?
My finger was next to the trigger, but it wasn't over the trigger because I wasn't going to hurt anybody. I was just going to tell everyone to stay and then run.
So here,
I tried to throw it down.
What was
just pause it quickly, bro.
Should I kill myself to save these people? Do you mind if we take a break?
Absolutely. Do you need any water or anything? We'll step out that secure building. So
Right, so I just wanted to because we should stop if we're doing a reaction video anyway. We need to stop and make comments on it. We can't just play the video. But so that whole stuttering thing when he was speaking to the girl, that is the epitome of a sociopath. They don't.
The girl was stuttering. I thought the girl was stuttering. I thought she had the stutter, not him.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. But he was speaking to the girl who was stuttering, and he said, "I find it funny. I find it funny because you can't say this certain word was
right
without."
But
stuttering.
she was stuttering. She was stuttering, not him. He was mocking her.
Yeah, he was mocking her.
Yeah, okay. That's why I said. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The psychopath teamed up with the sociopath, and look what we got.
Yeah, exactly. And he was saying that he found it funny because he could say this certain word without stuttering, and she was like, "Yes, I can," and then started stuttering. And it was like that. So that's the difference. Is just for people to understand. That's the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath, right? So a sociopath does not care about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give two flying monkeys about anybody else other than themselves. Whereas a psychopath can actually care about somebody else.
Yeah, we could drop both of them off the cliff. I'm good.
Yeah, I know. I just want to be clear for people.
I wouldn't be saving either one of them.
Yeah. And the same with because the word narcissist is thrown around quite a lot as well, and narcissism isn't as easy as people think it is to diagnose, because a narcissist does care. No, so Melinda, no, that's not true. So a narcissist can care about other people, but a narcissist, what they try and do is they try and manipulate people into a situation that benefits themselves.
Yeah.
So
like the other boy, we got a whole mental health crisis in this school.
Yeah, we've got a whole crew here. Yeah, we've got a whole crew.
They need to go into that school and check the water because something wrong.
to hear run video, because we need to get Ada on as well.
Yes, Ada. As soon as this is over, we got you. We're pulling you up.
We've got to walk anybody anywhere we go. Okay. But we'll just be outside.
Police likely had to wonder if any show of emotion since the day of the incident was ever genuine.
Why didn't you just open the door and say, "Alex got a gun, get out"?
Because he was still going to shoot people.
But you knew he was going to shoot somebody either way.
But I was going to try to stop him. That's why I went to the office, so I could try to get to an adult who would be able to do it, so the school didn't, people weren't just freaking out.
But you still didn't tell anybody.
Yes, because he told me he was going to the office because he was going to kill me. Okay. And everybody inside the office.
Doesn't matter because he was going to kill people.
Doesn't matter. It does matter because I was trying to save everybody, not just me.
After composing, Alex said something else that, if validated, obliterated Devon's previous claims.
Did he ever tell you, "Hey, I can't go through with this. I'm going to refuse to go through with this. I'm backing out"? Anything like that?
He never told me anything like that.
It wasn't just what Devon hadn't done that led investigators to suspect that he'd helped instigate the crime. Mr. Pritchard, who had tried to save Kendrick, discovered this disturbing footage of Devon leaving the office and meeting up with Alec.
He said, "Let's go" or something.
In his interview soon after the incident, the detectives had tried to get the truth from Devon, but he wouldn't budge.
So again, at what point did you try to stop him?
There was multiple times he just kept threatening me.
Not what I'm hearing.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
Literally, you're separate.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you guys anymore until I have a lawyer and my dad. Get him in here because you guys aren't listening to me. I'm telling you something. I have evidence. I can show you all that. I gave you all this. And you guys are still just making it like I tried so hard.
Since Devon wanted to speak with a lawyer back then, the detectives departed, leaving him alone in the interrogation room where his pleas of innocence continued.
I'm innocent no matter what I'll tell you. I'm innocent.
In the interview now, Alec's story included even more drastic changes.
Tuesday the 7th. On that specific day is when Devin had that specific class that he wanted to shoot up.
Mitchell, the student Devin had a verbal altercation with, had been in room 107, but that wasn't all. Mitchell said that Devin disliked Ms. Harper because she demanded her students make an effort in class. Alec's statement seemed to support the theory that the attack was very carefully timed.
The only person I really truly remember shooting at is Mitchell. Yes, the first name.
Where was Mitchell at when you were shooting at Mitchell?
He was on the ground looking up at me.
As it turned out, Alec's aim was true. Mitchell had given his statement to police from a hospital bed after the incident.
I remember just after the first gunshot, I remember standing up and running. I remember more gunshots. I remember falling over. I run towards that door, and I touched Kendrick, and he's laying down, face down, not moving, and he's got me breathing.
He told police that he and several other students fled through the cafeteria and out of the school.
I run past I want to say 4 different buildings before I'm out of breath. I'm like, this is so weird. Why am I out of breath? And then I reach behind me and feel my back. I pull my hand forward, and there's blood there. I didn't know that I got shot.
Mitchell's classmates had applied pressure to the wound and called 911. When more shots were fired, later determined to have been fired by Sam, a Good Samaritan had helped move the group inside to the safety of his house. Paramedics arrived shortly afterwards to take Mitchell to the hospital. Back with Alec, police learned even more about Devin's involvement in the lead-up to the crime.
Did you guys do, any other sort of research into how to carry this plan out?
Not to how to carry the plan out. It was when 𝗟𝗡𝗞𝗏 came to Colorado, and we heard that she had Columbine tattoos. That's kind of when we started searching up Columbine.
Okay.
And it wasn't to execute this plan. It was just kind of trying to put the 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
With 𝗟𝗡𝗞𝗏 and the Columbine.
𝗟𝗡𝗞𝗏 was a student who received national attention when she became the subject of a large FBI manhunt after she was found armed in Colorado on the 20th anniversary of the Columbine school shooting. Given her obsession with that incident, police believed she was planning a copycat massacre at Columbine School on its anniversary. Facebook records indicated that Devin and Alec had discussed 𝗟𝗡𝗞𝗏 at length, even sending each other screenshots of her website and Instagram. Follow-up investigation had revealed even more on the subject of Columbine on Alec's Snapchat.
Tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of the Columbine shooting. It's geez, everything's going on in 1 week.
In hindsight, it seems disturbingly obvious why Alec saved this clip. Unfortunately, the video did not reveal who the speaker was. The police knew by now that Devin's interest in Columbine was not the only red flag. Back in the early days of the investigation, one of Devin's former classmates, Brian, had shared some chilling information.
He would just come up behind me and do all those school shooter jokes.
Okay, and what kind of school shooter jokes would you say?
When the pencil hits the floor, I'm going to start shooting. I'm going to take this 0 to Columbine real quick.
Okay. How often would you say stuff like that?
About every day.
Back in the present with Alec, the police had a few more things they wanted to follow up on.
In the interview with Detective Williamson, you mentioned something about gamer boat. Yes. Anything else?
I think it was blobfish.
Blogfish? Blobfish.
I'm sorry. Blobfish.
What is that?
That was going to be code word for Devin shoot me.
This memory was recovered from Alec's Snapchat, proving that they had in fact used the code word.
Blobfish.
If this really was what the code word meant, it seemed that on the day of the crime, Devin would have had to know he would be shooting, if only at Alec all along. 9 months later, in Alec's new version of events, Devin was responsible for more than just the school shooting.
I was doing coke in the bathroom, and I came back, and he was he didn't have any clothes on. He had his boxers on, and that was it. And he was sitting with his mom's nail polish and painting something about the voices win in the corner of the closet wall.
Alex stated that it had been Devin's idea to vandalize his mother's car, and that still wasn't all.
Did you guys ever have a conversation about locking the doors?
We did have a conversation about taking the magnet strip off the doors.
With the security compromised at school, protecting everyone inside was the top priority. This was one of the main topics Sam discussed with the police. He said that STEM school was the only location where he was directed to not be armed, which felt odd to him. He chose to carry his weapon anyway, with the intention of protecting as many students as possible in the event of violence. Despite saving lives on May 7th, Sam still expressed regret that he did not do more.
I guess one kid was just reported dead. Yeah.
Yep. So, but
do the best I can, man.
I don't have any doubt that you, by your actions, saved lives. Oh yeah, you took literally one of the two shooters out.
I just wish I could have saved all of them, man.
Surprisingly, Devin had reached out to police 9 months ago, the day after he ended his first interrogation by asking for a lawyer.
Like to think about his cancer and everybody else. Gunshots. They keep hearing the gunshots.
Devin, are you aware that this was all over the media?
I assumed it would be, yeah.
So this might be your last opportunity to kind of tell the world what happened.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Did you help Alex carry this through?
Only the parts he made me.
At any point, did you plan on doing what Alex told you?
No, at no point did I plan on going through with his plan.
When asked about the perspective now, Alec had this to say.
I've changed my perspective on my perspective has changed on me trying to protect Devin, and I need to keep my promises.
Who are you talking about in terms of your promises?
I'm not crazy. I talk to Kendrick a lot. I promised that I would do good for him. I promised I'm gonna help everyone that I can for him. I promised I'm gonna change for the better for him.
In 2020, Alec McKinney was sentenced to life in prison, plus 38 years after pleading guilty on several charges. Alec was ultimately convicted of 11 charges, including but not limited to murder after deliberation, murder with extreme indifference, attempted murder, and possession of a weapon on school grounds. Subsequently, Devin and Melanie did a lot of theorizing over the phone regarding what his fate would be.
There was no overkill. You, like that one kid said you fought, but like no one else said you fought back, which like obviously you didn't. But like there's a lot of things that like show that you're not like a violent person.
Yeah, I wish the DA would just give me a deal so I didn't have to go to trial, so I could just like skirt calls recorded and monitored. So DA Brockler, if you're listening, I'll vote for you. Dude, if I told you that the news to my parents have that I'm going to get out in like 3 years.
I mean, that'd be sick, but no.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
Melanie was right. On September 17, 2021, Devin Erickson was sentenced to life in prison, plus 1,282 years, despite entering a plea of not guilty. He was convicted on 46 charges in total, including murder after deliberation, murder with extreme indifference, multiple counts of attempted murder, theft, reckless endangerment, and more. He is not eligible for parole. The robotics lab at STEM school has since been renamed in honor of Kendrick. His heroic actions meant that his was the only life lost that day at STEM. His parents still visit his grave every day. The other 8 victims all physically recovered, though the psychological impact on everyone at STEM is incomprehensible.
Wow, and there we go.
Wow.
There
Well,
we go.
at least they got life, but that's a long time because they're very young, and I don't think I feel comfortable having taxpayers have to pay for their way for that long. But you know, that's just me.
Well,
Ada.
Ada, have we still got you in the building? And if we haven't, I'll just answer a couple of questions because there's been a few questions for me in the side chat. Right. So.
Okay, Ada, are you here?
Ada, can you just drop a message if you're here, my love?
Their CP videos are more entertaining.
Wait to hear. We're gonna let Ada come up if she's ready.
Yeah, I doubt we'll do if Ada is still here and she wants to come up, then we won't do.
Oh, this one I can control. Okay, this one I can control. So
right. Okay.
cool.
So
yeah,
cool. So number one, Mary. Yes, narcissism isn't always a bad thing, right? Okay. It just depends if you know that you have it. So by you saying that, don't blame yourself for it. It's come from somewhere. So if you're saying that you might be an undercover narcissist, that's absolutely fine. But just know that you've got it and just try and change it. It's all about the neuron receptors in your brain, right? And you can change them. So you don't have to be a specific way. It's when it goes, when you're saying undercover, you can change all of that. You can change all of that. There are ways and means of doing that, right? And Linda, I know that you respect my opinion, and I love you, Linda, and you know that I do. But I was just literally giving you a different definition than Google would give you. That's all I'm saying. And Ada's still here. Ada's still here.
Ada, can you click this link, please? I just sent you a link for you to click, and you can come up. I just want to make sure she gets it. It says the StreamYard link.
So you'll click on the link, and then you need to put in your name. Just put in Ada, and then click on the go live. Turn your cam off if you want. We don't care. It's all good.
Yep. Hey, these. Oh no. That's a long time. That is a long time. I wonder if they put her in a female prison or a male prison. She probably had a choice. She probably was in a female one.
Well, things are different in 2025, aren't they?
Yeah, because in a male prison, it probably wouldn't be safe for her.
No.
That's one of the issues. Like, it's all good when you're on the streets, but once you go to prison, it's a different story.
It's I don't think we're legally allowed to talk about that kind of stuff, but yeah.
Yep, it's a whole different story. So that's a shame. Throwing your life away, and so early.
And again, if we take it back to where did it come from? Do you know what I mean? Where did it come from? Yeah. Because it always comes from somewhere. Be it the brain, be it some trauma that somebody's gone through, be it the way somebody's been brought up, be it something that's happened to somebody in a park, or do you know what I mean? There's always a catalyst.
Yeah.
There's always a catalyst.
Yeah. I mean, but there's nothing new under the sun. So there's nothing that they have ever gone through that somebody in this world hasn't gone through and decided that they're not going to go that direction. Like, so you have a choice of, how you want to handle or respond to things. And
yeah, no, I agree with that entirely. But what I will say is there's also two different people can go through the same experience and come out totally differently, right? Because the experiences that they've had can alter their minds in different ways.
Right.
So all I'm trying to say is nobody is born evil. I don't believe. I don't believe that anybody is born evil. That is just
Yeah.
that's just my perception. And don't jump on me in the side chat, because you know, I'm just giving my personal opinion. Nobody is born evil. Your mind is curated by the experiences that you have throughout your life, right? And then we get to Steph's point, and then you can either choose to. I trust me. I've got, and one day I'm going to tell my story again. I've already told my story once, but I will tell my story again. And I chose, for one point in my life, I chose the bad path. And then I got to a fork in the road, and then I chose to go to the good path, and chose to want to help people so that people didn't have to go through what I went through.
Right.
So there are those forks in the road, but it all starts from somewhere. Nobody is born evil in my mind. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Ada, are you able to see the link? Click on the link. I hope so.
I need to go and let my dog out for 2 seconds. Be back in 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah, that was just you know, anytime you see anybody that young doing things that heinous, it's like, you know, life is short, but when you're that young, it's a long time. That's a long time. Like, and I mean, and you know, some people, they're comfortable being locked behind bars. They're like, oh, it's cool. This is like, you know, I don't have never paid for nothing a day of my life. I get free food, I get room and board, I get recess and TV time. I mean, you know, some people, it doesn't bother them, you know. Like, so yeah, it's kind of sad, you know, that this is the life you live. And you know, I mean, I wouldn't want that, you know, being locked up from the time I just became an adult to, you know, I mean, God, they could live to be 100 years old. Talking about some 80 years behind bars. For what? For what? For what? They're not getting released though. That's the thing. They're not you know, they're not getting released. They're in there for life. They're not gonna let them out. So the rehabilitation, they ain't gonna bother with them. They're not going nowhere. Only way they get out is if, you know, something happens and they get to do a chapo or something. But other than that, they're not letting them out. And that's a long time. That's a long time. That's a waste of a life right there. You just wasted your whole life for nothing. For nothing. All right. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, they have schools and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's a, you know, sometimes the inmates that are there, they do utilize the services that they have, and then other times they don't. It just, you know, just like anything else, they don't force them to, you know, rehabilitate, but they do have like classes, and they do have, you know, schooling that they can do, so they can definitely, the option is there for them. But you know, the setup is probably, you know, not ideal. But then at the same time, the other side of the argument is, well, you're in prison, you're not supposed to be super comfortable. So you know, there's two sides of that argument. But
I'm back, by
you
the
know,
way. Have we got
okay.
Ada? Ada?
No, we don't. Oh, we do. There is she. Do you see her? Ah, there she is. Let me add her. Sorry, you at the bottom. I didn't see you. Hey, Ada.
Hey, lovely.
How you doing?
How are you guys? I'm good.
Good. What's
going on,
going
Ada?
on?
Nothing much. Thank God, you know, I got contacted with Bonnie. and we
Yes.
talked for a while and everything. And I don't know if you received. I had sent you and her the same pictures of when you look up Dauphin County Children and Youth.
I did see it. I saw the you sent me the reviews, right?
Yeah, the comments that they post on
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah,
And
and it's terrible.
yep, it is horrible. Even a foster parent that used to work for them.
Wow.
Like, I couldn't even
Wow.
believe it. I was like, are you serious?
Wow.
Like, how come all these people comments on it and they don't do anything about it?
That's the question right there. So, do you want to back up and share your story of what happened? I mean, you don't have to share anything you don't want to share. It's fine. But just because everybody doesn't know your story and what's going on and what happened, and what we're talking about when we're talking about the reviews for the county and stuff like that. So, wherever you want to discuss, please. And Bonnie, if you want to come up, I'll drop the link for you too, Bonnie. So
Okay, sure.
Just before you get into it, Ada, so if there's people in the side chat that don't know, so the whole mission that we're on here on this channel is to try and help the kids, but it's also to help parents that have lost kids.
Yes, of course.
And Ada is one of these people, and we're trying desperately to help her. So she's going to tell her story. So I'm just saying that specifically because somebody just asked, who is this that we're talking to now, or what are we talking about now? So I just wanted to give people a bit of an intro to you, Ada, before you tell your story, and please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, of course. I had gotten children and youth involved. They still don't want to tell me who or what or why. They really didn't show me like any evidence or anything. And they first started off, they took my two oldest children out of school. And since they had them, I had to let them in. And they took all my children, and like 2 months after they had pressed charges on me and everything, I was fighting for my charges to be dropped. And I had showed the judge that I was doing everything from CYS, everything that he had told me to do, and he had accepted for my visitation to get started. But when I went to the courthouse for my charges, and since I told the lawyer that I was gonna fight back my charges because I'm not gonna accept something that I didn't do, the detective that they had put on my case had asked the judge for a no contact order. So the judge accepted it, and ever since then, it's been a year now that I have not seen or talked to my kids. I don't know if they're okay. Nothing at all. They don't answer my phone calls. They don't answer my mom's phone calls. Like, it's something weird. And I don't know if you guys believe in like mother's intuition, but I think it was last night. I woke up in the middle of the night crying because I had this pain in my chest, and I was like, I knew something was wrong, but I was like, Lord Jesus, like, which one of my kids? Like, I felt like one of them was like really crying out and couldn't sleep.
Ada, do you mind mentioning? Do you mind answering questions from the side chat, or is that going to be a bit too much?
No.
So somebody's saying what were you charged with? But I don't think you were charged with anything, were you?
Yeah. No, she charged me with 3 counts of child endangerment. But when I went to the judge, he saw that I never had any problems with the law. He kept looking at my record and he was like, "You don't even have like no parking ticket, no speeding ticket." I said, "No." I said, "And I have a license, but I never got in trouble." And even the judge was like, "I'm so sorry that you're going through this." And he gave me 20,000 unsecured bail. So the state paid for it. And all he told me that I had to do was keep taking my parenting classes, keep going to counseling, and to just report once a week until, you know, until what they decide on when
And
I had court.
how many children again, Ada?
6.
6. I knew that answer, but I just wanted it to come from your mouth.
Yeah, 6 children.
It's just I don't even know what to say, my love.
It's ridiculous.
So what's the next steps? So you've spoken to Bonnie.
Yeah, I spoke with Bonnie. She told me that she was gonna get in contact with her uncle, and I we're just waiting once he's free, because I know he's been busy. Once he's free, for him to reach out. A couple people have reached out to me that they saw me and whatnot, and they would like to help. And it's like I tell everyone, all I want is to tell my story and to bring awareness, because I'm not the only one this is happening to. But not mostly everybody doesn't want to talk about it. But
So we've got another question. I think it's a repeat, basically. But what was the reason they charged you? She was never charged. Ada was never charged with anything. Like she just said, the judge said that all she needs to do is go through parenting classes. But I think I think the bare knuckles of the question, if you don't mind answering, and you don't have to, and don't feel like you do have to, is what are they saying? What was the initial cause of them being taken away from you?
they made up a whole bunch of reasons. They said that that I was neglecting my children. Then they said that when they took them out of school, to talk to them. And my older kids, they still remember who their dad is. And I guess they told them, like, "Oh, my dad used to hit my mom," or whatever. And because my daughter, till this day, she talks about it like if it's, it was yesterday. But that's all they remember of their dad. And since I have, for my 2 youngest kids, I had them with somebody else. I wasn't on and off with my fiance at that point, because I had suffered PTSD from everything that I went through with my ex. And it was hard for me to like really settle down and trust somebody else. But they keep saying that, "Oh, that then your younger kid's baby daddy must have been hitting on them." I said, "No." I said, "He doesn't even live with me right now. Like, how the hell?" So I even have on my YouTube channel, I have a couple reels from when I was in that relationship. I have a couple reels of me talking about the situation and everything. And I wanted to be known, like.
So did it stem from, so if I'm correct, and please correct me if I'm wrong, So it stemmed from the fact that people knew that there was, I can't say the words, but DV going on in the household.
Yeah, I think, well, from what I know now, I think it was my kid's uncle who had called them on me.
Okay.
And he
got nothing to do with you, because you weren't the perpetrator, you were the victim.
Exactly.
So,
but
yeah.
he called CYS acting like he was all this good person and just wanted his nieces and nephews. And he told CYS, I'm willing to take all of them. All of the kids. I'm like, but what you mean all of them? Like, the two youngest aren't nothing to do with you. Like, no. And then when she had told me this, I said, did you ask my children how they feel about it? About going with their family from their dad's side? She lowered her head and she said, yeah. And I said, and what did they say? She said, no, they really don't want to know about anything about their uncle or anything. And I'm like, well, that should tell you right there, like, hello, if my kids are telling y'all that they're terrified of their uncle, they're terrified of their older brother, like, hello.
Give me 1 second, Ada. Bonnie, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, this is my first time doing this.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. I didn't mean to cut in.
This is Bonnie,
No,
the
you're
superstar.
fine.
Hey, Bonnie.
Okay. Hey, how are you?
Good. Thank you.
I wanted to let
Ada
you
was
know.
just... Go ahead, Bonnie.
Go ahead, Steph. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that I had forgotten that my uncle had a human trafficking summit planned for Monday and Tuesday of this week.
Bonnie,
so
just so you know, we can't use the T word. So we
sorry. I'm sorry.
Or teleportation.
Yeah, human teleportation summit, and it's been for Monday and Tuesday, and so he'll be back Wednesday to be able to take calls and everything. But he's kind of like slammed with that right now. But he got your messages, and he'll be in touch on Wednesday.
That's amazing. That's
yeah. So I got completely forgotten about the summit. So that was my bad, saying that he could call you right away. But just let you know that he is on it, and he's just 24/7 right now.
Yeah.
At the summit.
And just to give some context, Bonnie, and I hope it's okay if I share this, but just to give some context as the level to which her uncle is working, he just met with Trump yesterday, correct? Or was it the day before?
Yesterday. So it was yesterday. He flew back from DC early this morning. So he's been it's Human Transportation Awareness Month. So he's had back-to-back speaking things, and just so much stuff going on this month. But yeah, he did meet with Trump. Flew
Bonnie,
back yesterday.
Could I just throw in there that do you know this letter? I'm pretty sure that you've seen it, because you're an avid supporter of this channel and of Steph and of Mike. But this letter that we put together, is there a chance that we can get that to Trump then? Yeah,
I can get whatever you need to him. That's what I was trying. That's what I was telling Stephanie. There's so much that I can do, just not me. It's not me. It's my uncle. He and them doing the work, but I can pass it on, and he will do anything for me and anything for anyone in situations like this. So,
and there
yeah,
you go.
definitely.
I just want Ada to understand that the reason behind her uncle not getting back is because he's part of the summit, but he's not just some regular, person that we're talking. He's literally circles, and if anybody can, talk to these people that Ada needs to have spoken to about, whatever game they're trying to play with her children, it will be, Bonnie's uncle. And another thing I think Ada shared is that, she could have had her children with her family members, and they said that they didn't want to split the children up, right, Ada?
Yep, they didn't want to separate them. I had told them about my mom. I had told them about siblings that that they have out here. Well, my two youngest that they have up here, but they treat all my children the same. They love them all like if it, they would have been their siblings as well. And they went directly to CPS and they offered she said I could stay with 3 and my sister could stay with 3, and we live around the same neighborhood. They'll be going to the same schools. And the social worker told her, no, we don't want to separate them and we can't do it like that. And so they denied them taking my kids, but yet when they put them in foster care, they're split up even more than what they were going to be split up in the first place. So it's like, why not give them to family and just split them up like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can I just say as well, somebody
mhm.
that's asked in the side chat, no, I don't think that Ada thinks that her children have been teleported, but Ada just wants her children back. Or
Yeah,
at least,
I think I just said that word. I'm just like, this is the first time I'm just popping in doing this, so like I'm learning.
No, it's fine. You're absolutely fine. Don't worry. It's not going to get struck to that.
Okay.
We need to mention it to people so that you start getting into it. Because, Bonnie, if you're, you've been such a support to this community, and not just this channel, but other channels, Steph's channel and Madge's channel and other channels as well, that I think it's important that we need to get people like you on the panels.
Yeah, that's fine. I would love to. Whatever, whatever I can do to help, you just let me know, and I'm, I'll be on the panel for you guys, and I'll do, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you guys and for the children and for the parents. And I know people that can, my uncle's been doing this for 25 years or more, and he knows everyone.
Me and Steph were talking about this 2 days ago, right? And that there's a reason, because I only started even being a mod on YouTube in September. Steph came shortly after me. But somehow we've all ended in this group of people who all want to do the same thing.
Yep. I was telling Stephanie too, like I was like, I don't know why I was like, because like I've been like in the chat and stuff, I try and say things, and I know it's some random person just saying something.
And then we've got
people
Ada.
Don't know.
Yeah, we found Ada on another channel and now brought her here.
And we're all here. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's some things just brought us together. And I'm not, everybody knows that I'm non-religious. I don't believe in religion and stuff like that. But something has brought us all together for a purpose, And if we can start off helping Ada, then we can move on. Then
we can show that it works. Yeah, like this isn't just someone talking and saying, "Oh, I can do this, I can do that." No, this is someone. This is a man, and all his connections and all the people that he's met through the 25 years that he knows every single person for any situation. He even goes on stings. He they did 7 stings in California recently. He does it all. He travels in other countries. He's in the United States. They opened 4 other locations for children.
I don't even know his name, but I already love him.
Yeah, his name's Father 𝗟𝗓𝗖𝗞𝗦, and look, he's a priest, but
he retired in 2023 as a priest. But he is, what they do is there's nothing, no religion is ever pushed upon a child. And out of the, I think it was the 200 girls that were in the home, only one of them was they came out Catholic, ended up being Catholic, and a few others just, had different religions, and the rest didn't. So it's nothing that's ever pushed on. I just want people to know that just because he is a Catholic and a Catholic priest, that it does not.
Yeah, sorry.
That does not mean that there is any religion pushed upon anyone, and that's something that he always wants people to know too. Because
I'll clarify what I meant. For me personally, I'm not religious, but I've got nothing against anybody that is religious.
The same thing here. Like, there's nothing against anyone who isn't. That's how we, it's how my uncle is. This is nothing. It's about the children. It's about the parent. It's about doing the right thing.
Treat other people yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what your religion. That doesn't. None of that matters.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Ada, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to share anything else that you feel that you want to share with us, or that you feel might be pertinent to the situation. I know you were talking, someone was asking about what county it was in Pennsylvania, because we were talking about the reviews that were on there. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's, well, where I live is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, which the county is called Dauphin County. And their agency is called Dauphin County Children and Youth. You can look them up on Google, and all the comments should come up on there. And
I think you sent that to me.
Yeah, I sent it to you and stuff.
I
Yeah.
messaged it to, I texted that to my uncle, because he does check the messages even when he's like busy and, and he can't call right back. He still works on things that I send him. He's still like looking at it and looking into things. So I did send that to him, and I sent, what you sent to me and to Stephanie to him. So he has that already. If there's anything else you'd like me to send to him ahead of time, you can email me or send it to Stephanie and she'll send it to me.
Okay, yeah, of course. And I don't know if you remember the letter that I had sent you as well. They had court without me. They never sent me a letter that they were gonna have a court date for my children or anything. They had court without me, and they send me the letter afterwards. Really, I was so overwhelmed when I read it that I really wasn't understanding. But I guess it's just saying, like, I guess that they want to put the kids in adoption, and I guess the judge won't permit it until everything is resolved with our court dates, with everything that we have done and all of that. And
right, yeah, because that's, you should have known, and that's something that my uncle, and then in fact I'm gonna send him this video, so he can watch it and get an idea and see you and who you are and everything, and then start working on that while he's the next couple of days when he gets a minute in between.
Yeah, of course. I told you
but he'll definitely know exactly what to do, who to call, because it's just I've seen it. I've seen him do it. I've seen it's it's really good to have to I'm just glad that we connected.
And Ada, I just want to say that a few moments ago we saw you smiling, and you've got a beautiful smile. So and just trust me, you're part of the family now, my love. You're part of the family, and
thank you.
We want to see that smile more, because we're going to make things happen.
Yeah,
So
and no, I would tell you too. Once you meet my uncle, you're part of our family too.
Thank you guys
Over
so
here.
much.
So and then we're all one big family. You know, like you can. So he's amazing. So he'll be. You know,
Absolutely.
you're
And
never
you,
alone.
yes, you got
Thank
the love and
you.
support of all of us. And like Bonnie said, you know, you're part of the family. And I'm so grateful for Maggie for at least, you know, bringing you on, because that's what this
Yes.
network is about, right? We didn't even start over here. We started on Maggie's channel, and I just happened to be over there popping in and running my mouth, you know what, with Maggie, because sometimes I just go over there and chill with her. But so grateful that she thought about you and that she brought you up. And I said, you will hear from me today. You will hear from me today. By the end of the day, you will hear from me. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. I do it. And then, you know, Bonnie comes in the next day and, you know, comes with, and like, you know, me, I believe in God. I know what he's done in my life, and I know that he has put me on this mission. And I know that when God tells me to do something and I follow, he opens the doors. And
Yeah.
this has been confirmation of him opening the doors wide open, putting the right people in position. And, you know, just this situation in itself is confirmation for me. And I know it's thing like I didn't have anything, you know, to do with any of this, you know, like a couple of months ago. Wasn't even thinking about this. And, you know, I couldn't sleep and was like, you know what? God must want me to do this because I can't sleep about it. And I got to do something. I don't know what I can do. I don't have much to do with, but I'm going to trust you. And I'm going to move forward. And I know you're going to make it happen. And I'm seeing him make it happen every single day with everything that
Yes.
we're doing. And so I'm very grateful for
No,
Yeah, I
everything.
was telling.
you just reminded me of like me when I first met Maggie. I wasn't like thinking that I was gonna go on her channel or anything. But I felt something like telling me, like, you know what, suck it up, forget about, you know, being embarrassed or thinking of what other people's gonna say or think. You know what, just put your story out there because you know, your kids need it.
Yeah.
Your kids
Yeah.
need it. And
And
I
that's how he
did,
does.
and I thank God I did.
can
Yeah.
I just
And that's what
one,
he does. Pulls them
can I
together. He just
just want to read one comment from That's Worrisome. You better run in the side chat, which says, Murph, wow, dude's an early adopter, seriously hardcore truther. Can't wait to see where this is going to go with him on board. And I'm assuming they're talking about your uncle. So
Yeah, he doesn't, yeah, he doesn't mess around. Man. I mean, he's a tough guy. I mean, he's a tough guy. He does not let anyone mess with him or the children. Like he will, yeah, he's good. he's a
Ada, it's my love. You're in the right place. You're in with the right people, and I swear to you, we don't play here.
no.
This isn't for views. We don't do this for views. You know, we've only got 30 people in the chat at the moment.
I've never done this in my entire life. I just came on YouTube to get the news during the election, and you know, a couple months ago, and then came across Jag's channel, and I was like, oh, you know, and that kind of was like, oh, well, my uncle kind of does that, so I was just kind of popped in and out, trying, you know, say hey, and put, you know, like put him out there, and then finally I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing. Like, what am I doing? You know, you get confused, you don't understand, like. Well, maybe this I shouldn't be doing. Why am I doing this? And then the other morning, I got on YouTube after my phone was all messed up. So I'm sorry, but and I saw Stephanie on live, and I went on there, and then this just happened, and I, you know, connected with you, Ada, and it was like, okay, I get it now.
I think it's the same for all of us though, because I've only been on YouTube since September, and it started with the 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞 channel, and pretty much got modded straight away, and for no reason. I didn't ask for it, and then I found Mike as well, and then somehow weirdly Mike then became a guest on the 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞 channel, So then Mike modded me, and then Steph joined, and me and Steph became like best mates. And then I was modded on Jack, and then I was modded, and it just carried on from there. And now we've just made this kind of, and Maggie obviously, and these, we've made this circle of people, and we've got people like Ada, and we've spoken to Ravina, who's got history of this thing happening to her as well.
Yes.
And we've got another gentleman, if he's still in the side chat, called well, I won't mention his name just in case he doesn't want me to until he comes on the show, but has experience of MK. I won't say the full thing because it can get you struck, but the ULTRA, and now we've got this whole entire thing that we're planning to do, like on a Tuesday, where it's that we're going to call Testimony Tuesdays, where people come up and tell their stories. So it's not just talking about the children and where are these children and how can we help the children, you know, because Ada's story, for example, we're not talking about teleportation. We're talking about that this is wrong. You know,
Right.
she knows where they are. But
And that's the thing with my uncle is he does it all. He does all of it. You know, it's not just the, not just the children, you know, the T children, you know, that have been.
Yes.
Starts with a T, but he helps. He can help in any situation. He can help, like in any state, in any country. He can call. He can make one phone call, and then that, you know, it's amazing how it works. It's just he's worked really hard. You know, they've worked really, really hard to get to where they are, and there's still hard work to do. But we're at a really good place. He's at a, you know, they've come to a really good place now, and
and it's
he'll be able to help you 100%. I have no doubt.
Yes, and it's amazing how I've been praying for this for months and months and months, and I've been posting on my Instagram, on my Twitter account, you know, and I never had like nobody like really like care for it. They would tell me, some people would tell me stay strong and keep praying, and I'm like, yeah, I am staying strong. I am, my faith is still there. I just need this to be, you know, I need this awareness to you know, to be out there, because it's like, you know, it's not that a regular person is doing this. It's the system.
Exactly. I was gonna say they did this whenever you were telling me about the letter and I read it. I was like, yeah, they definitely set that up like that. Or yeah, they didn't let you know ahead of time. They didn't, you know, that's what they do.
The thing that people don't realize, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Bonnie, because you'll know much more about this than me, but I know from my country, in England where I live, that these the people that take these children away actually have quotas of how many children they need to take away.
Yep, 100%. 100%. That is 100% true, and it's sick. It really is. It makes me sick to my stomach. So that's when I read that letter, I was like, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're just, that's what they're doing. They have, you know, that's what they have no.
And
no emotion, no moral. They just do it.
I know. Just before anybody thinks I'm talking about that they want to take the kids and teleport them, that's not what I'm talking about. They've got quotas for how many children they need to take away from parents, so that they have enough money to run the department. Otherwise, the department won't get enough money to be able to run itself. So,
exactly, you're right. That's exactly right. You said it purposely. That's
So-
what they do
Yeah,
here.
and because of all this, I can't get a job now. Welfare sent me a letter saying that I can't work nowhere, basically nowhere near schools, nowhere near parks, nowhere near daycares. They said I can't work in supermarkets because families be in there. Like if
Yeah,
if
that's
I would
gonna
have been
change. That's
charged
gonna
and
change. hmm
or
I
something
understand what
like
you're saying.
yeah, like it's ridiculous that I
Yeah,
can't.
you're with the right people now. That's gonna change for you.
What's the? Can you repeat that reason, Ada? That they said why you can't get a job?
Because since I'm still fighting the case and my charges until my charges won't drop, which the judge told the public defender that I have that as long as I do what he asked me, the charges will be dropped. I won't be facing no jail time or anything. So, but until then, they have me that I can't work basically anywhere.
But what are what are the charges? That's what I don't get. What
There's
are
only 3 counts of child endangerment.
and yeah, I'm not even going to ask you to explain what those charges are because that's not fair on you.
Saying they sent her a letter saying
My uncle works with juveniles too that have gone through things like that, and so he knows. I think he'll be able to help you with those, whatever the charges are that you have. He'll be able to look through them, and he's aware. He knows about all of that. I'm not the expert on it, but he is. So I'm speaking on behalf of him.
Yeah, but you're a great middle woman. If you don't.
Yeah,
mind
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know all the details and everything, but I just I hear what he tells me, and I'm just kind of like in the middle. But one thing I can say is, if you're looking for help, if anyone listening knows someone, you need help, and in any of these areas, reach out because we're here.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And so I just want to thank you guys for coming on and just, let everybody know these are some of the things that we're doing behind the scenes. We're not giving out, details on every single detail of what we're doing, but a lot of times it looks like I'm not paying attention because I'm on my phone or I'm doing something else or I'm typing something else. These are the things when Murph said earlier, we're working, we are working, and whatever we can do to help someone else, to help these kids, help families, keep them together, strengthen them, make them strong, make them healthy, make them grow, whatever support we can give, that's what we're going to do. If you want to email me, you can email me, on my channel. All my email and everything is listed on my channel. And then I can, get in touch with Bonnie or Murph. If you want to put your email in the chat, you can. But yeah,
I'll put my email in the chat, and then if you click on my name, or I'll put it. If you click on my name, you get it. I don't have a channel. I'm not a content creator or anything like that. But it'll I can put my email in there.
You can only drop links if you're a mod. So
I don't want to be a mod, so
no.
Okay.
Don't worry, Murph.
I would be the worst mod.
It's not something that we decide. It's something that YouTube decides. So
I know. I was just
it won't show up. So just letting you know.
But I'll put it, if you click on my name or my picture, it'll send you to my channel, which isn't a channel that I do content on, but it will have I'll put on there my email address, and if anyone needs it, you can email me too.
Okay.
So anybody, reach out to any one of us, and we'll be able to get in touch with each other.
Bonnie,
yeah.
My email address is in the side chat. Can you email me and I'll send you my WhatsApp, and then we can connect on there. And same with Ada as well.
I can't use WhatsApp. I've had issues with it, I can only use Signal on my phone
or text
because of
it.
all the stuff, you know, that's happened recently, in the
Yeah.
past with her.
I
Yeah.
can send you my WhatsApp.
What's that?
I said it doesn't have to be WhatsApp. I can text you. It's fine.
Yeah, just text me. You can just text me, or if you have Signal, you can use that. Either one. You have my number, right? I think I gave you my number, Murph, right?
Yeah. I've
Okay.
already.
Cool.
Yeah, so I just want to thank you guys for coming on. It looks like we're right at the 3-hour mark for take 3 of this live today, because we kept getting kicked off this morning. And Ada, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. Bonnie, thank you for coming on and sharing your uncle with us. And Murph, anything you want to say before we head on out of here?
I just want to say, number one, Bonnie, you're an absolute superstar. Steph, you know how much I love you, so I'm not going to overindulge on that. And I know that Jay sat next to you, so 29 black. And Ada, that smile is just lovely. So keep smiling, because we're going to make it happen, my love.
Yeah, and Ada, you're going to show other people that are in your situation that they can get through it too.
Yes, that's why I made myself a YouTube channel, but all I have on there are reels. But I just want everybody to share my reels. Yeah, don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. Just share my reels. My stories are on there. I even have an old video of when I was in an abusive relationship, and I thank God that He took me out of that. And right when everything was okay and we were away from all that and we were doing better, that's when all this blows up. But
can I just right? So we started out talking about 500,000 missing children, right? And that's not including the children that aren't missing, such as story. These are just children that have been taken away.
Yeah.
Not missing.
The numbers are just
missing. They've
mind-blowing.
just been taken away. So in total, how many children are we talking about?
Well, with my kids, you already know it's 6, but I could tell you of a couple of people more. My friend of mine, after they took mine, my friend of mine, like 2-3 months after I had my situation, they took her daughter. They told her that all she had to do was go to counseling and drug and alcohol, because they caught weed in her system. And what was the last thing? I think those were the 2 things that they told her she had to do. And she did it in less than 60 days. And when she went to court and she went to show them that, she was done with her classes, whatever, and everything, they tell her that they already made up a decision to give her daughter to the dad. Mind you, the little girl didn't want to go neither. She did not want to go. She told them, I don't know my dad. My dad has never reached out to me or called me. I want to go with my mom. And they still gave the little girl to the dad.
Well, I'll just share a little bit of my story. So my kids were taken with me because they did a hair strand test on me and did a drugs test on me, and they found that I had a very, very minimal amount of LSD in my system, right? Which had come from me, which was proven to have come from me because I'm a singer and I was being paid by cash, and it was on the note that was handed to me.
Oh, wow.
And it's soaked into my skin. So, and the next day I had to do a drugs test. And for that reason, they were taken off me, but it was proven and I got them back.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep. Soaks into your skin through sweat.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that happened, but I didn't know that actually I didn't know your story. I knew something kind of had happened, but this is the first time I'm hearing it.
Steph knows a lot of my story. She's
Yeah,
not gonna be surprised
I'll
about
learn more about it along the way, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
Well, all right, guys. You guys can stay here, once we end and everything, so you guys don't have to go anywhere. But I'm gonna say goodnight to everyone. And Tahir said I have to take it out like Uncle Mike. So was it take it light, take it slow? Tell him Uncle Mike told you so.
I'm gonna head out too. I have
Yeah.
a few things that I need to do, but I'll be around tomorrow